Oh, thanks. It was good music. I found that song. I liked it. It
Yeah.
hyped me up a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. And I'm glad you are talking about this because this has really been annoying me,
Me too.
especially with the way he's people, not just him, but people on the internet act. And it seems to be a lot of mentality of I'm the person to show you who's right, or I'm doing this for you, and it's like it's getting bizarre now.
Well, let's be real. You know, this is all a gotcha game, right?
Right.
So I guess because we're talking about Tarek again,
Yeah.
his name is Unslaved Truth. So if we're going to be talking about the truth, then let's get the story straight. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just
Yeah.
get the story straight.
Right. And he seems to get him and others seem to get it twisted. They seem to draw their own conclusions without even speaking to us. And what they come to is false, the conclusion that they usually arrive at.
Well, even in the last few days, I've been seeing, the truth lies somewhere in between, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Absolutely. But I don't even know if they're capable of like realizing that. Like the other day when we were on OTWs and Bex came up there and talked, and then it kind of came out like Tarek was like a Rain Man number person. And so I really thought, like, have I been reading him wrong? Is he really not processing things right? And if he's not, like, we're not the same.
well, again, it's about let's just let's see where this goes if he even shows up or not, because
Oh,
it's
did
all
you?
about I tagged him in it and he subbed to my channel. So
Okay.
we'll see if he shows or if he doesn't. But my point is that if we're gonna do the whole gotcha thing,
Mm-hmm.
oops, that's the wrong one. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit distracted here, and I just want to fix my background because my computer's all of a sudden deciding to lag a little bit. So I want to change it to a different background so it's not um, slowing
Make
us
sure to
down.
hit that like button, support the channel.
Yeah, again, like the truth lies somewhere in between. We all have a different perspective of a situation and how it occurred, right?
Absolutely.
And so when I was listening back on my review last night, um, I was listening into the conversation for the third time. And I was listening to what you were saying and what he was saying. And I thought, oh gosh, I remember when that happened. And I could hear what his perspective was and what your perspective was.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, a lot of the time you were correct and it was how I remembered it.
Right.
But it was interesting to hear his perspective on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where, if he was up here, we could find that there's where is the confusion, where's the misunderstanding.
Do you think what him and others do you consider that bullying? Are they on the verge of bullying?
I think that when somebody starts trying to contact others in all of these other social media platforms, like through Discord, StreamYard, and when they're
Mhm.
trying to look for your personal information, granted it's public, um, but when they start using that against you, um, just to be vengeful and spiteful,
Mhm.
and yeah, it becomes bullying. And then when they go around to multiple channels, keeping it going, then yeah, I think it does potentially become bullying, right?
Absolutely. I also find it peculiar that it's coming from men who are bullying women. And I have a problem with that because like the men I know in real life aren't bullies like that. I've never seen men that I know, like my dad's never like bullied the neighbors or anything. So I don't understand where this mentality is coming from.
Well, I had a neighbor that was like that, where
Really?
he was really intense. He was hot-headed and used to bully. Use that. He would try to be aggressive towards me, and he used my. I had a trailer that was parked in the front of my house, for instance, and it was out there
Mhm.
for a week because we had gone on a trip, and then the following week we were going to have company, and so we didn't want to take the trailer back. And he, because it was an eyesore to him, he called the city,
Oh,
and the
wow.
city came and put a ticket on the trailer. Now, was that necessary? No, but he did it because he could.
Mm.
So, you know, yeah, listening back in on the conversation yesterday that you guys were having with the other men on the panel, there's a big difference with the topic that you, at hand, which was scripture and where a woman's place is in terms of scripture. And they use that to their convenience, right? To tell us that our place is at home and to take care of the home and the children and the husband, and that the man is the head of the household. But when we get up here on the internet, it's men and women intermingling with each other. And that here in the Western world, particularly in the United States, that's not how it goes.
Right.
So we could have the land of make believe and wish that's the way it was, and there are households that do run that way, and that's okay. Um, I personally am about the man being the head of the household. I don't have a problem with that. That's why when these guys call me a feminist, I think it's hilarious because I don't really give a lot of my personal life and information on here. So it's all narrative
Right.
and it's all my presentation of where I've been.
Mm.
So
I like the
it's
way you said it's all narrative because it's a narrative that they're creating.
mhm. Yeah, and it's the same narrative. It hasn't changed. So if somebody's going to call me a bitch, then yeah, there are times I'm a bitch out here. Okay, that doesn't hurt my feelings, but they're being bitches too, right?
Absolutely.
They're being sassy, they're getting all worked up. All the things that they like to accuse the women of doing, um, they exhibit this behavior within themselves as well, is my point.
When I was dealing with Tarek, I really saw a lot of things that he was accusing me of. I saw things that he himself actually does. And I think even somewhere I mentioned it in the video like, hey, you're really seeing yourself in me, and that's why you're mad. I think perhaps a lot of times people do that projection. And I don't understand what gives them the authority that they can just behave the way they do off of the mis the misconception they've created in their mind. Like it's not healthy. It's not healthy mentally. It's not healthy emotionally. It's just not healthy.
Well, clearly, I mean, Bex and Mindful Exposures, Esra,
Hmm.
we were having this conversation a few days ago on a panel that I had hosted. And we have to remind ourselves that that a lot of these people on these panels don't really represent what the higher percentage of the way people function out in the real world.
Right.
So we are dealing with a lot of all sorts of different types of people, but we've just watched how people act, regardless if it's an act or not, how
Hmm.
fucked up they are.
Right.
Right?
Absolutely.
And that gets highlighted real easily. It sticks out like a sore thumb. And we got introduced to the term, because this is the lingo that gets um, repeated over and over again, which is "that's you," and "it's a bit non-bit." And another thing that I had to recognize, that there are people out here that are extremely talented in terms of entertainment. So
Mm,
there are those who are really good actors, there are those who are really good comedians, there are those who are really articulate, there's those who are smart and dumb, right? It doesn't really matter. All of these characters are out there, which is
mm-hmm.
why even with Bex and adventuring with you, adventuring with Ezra, adventuring with whoever it is that I'm hanging around on here with, is that I have to learn how to not take it personally, and that it could all be a lie.
Right. Sometimes that's hard for me not to take it personal because they're saying very personal things about me or to me. Um, I've also started to realize like sometimes if it's not bringing out the best in me, I need to walk away from it. And it sucks because I do enjoy some of these panels. I enjoy the places that I go, but sometimes it just doesn't bring out the best in me, so it's becoming a problem now.
Well, I mean, I, I say a lot of the same things, and I repeat myself over and over again on these panels too, but I'm not above any of it, because this is the year 3 for me of
Mhm.
hanging out in these chats, engaging in these chats, and clicking a link here and there. And it's fun. In the beginning, it was intense, because
Uh-huh.
it is, well, go back and use Snafu Snaps as the example when he started talking about the digital experience. You don't know what the digital experience is. These men kept telling me that, and he kept telling me, we're going to look for your personal information, because when I first came out here, I was using my full name, which was stupid.
Right.
So stupid. So if anybody that's listening is never joined a panel, or is just new to creating a YouTube channel, don't use your full name, folks. You create a brand new name for yourself, or use your first name, because there are people that invested in this digital stuff that will try to look for your personal information, because they can get so butthurt over you telling them something online that they want to dox you. It's
That's
craziness.
insane to me. Completely insane. Were y'all reviewing the panel with OTW? Is that what y'all were reviewing?
That's what I was reviewing, yes, last night.
Okay.
And I ended up being over a 2-hour stream. Now I know why, when these men review these videos, why it could go up from anywhere from an hour to 6 hours of just reviewing a couple hour video, because you stop and review, and you have feedback to what's happening. And I started from the beginning, and I didn't see the very beginning, and there was a lot to it. There was a lot that you called out on Tarek, that he revealed about himself. I mean, it's nothing new, but if we're going to be talking about a digital uh, receipt, you did the gotcha moment after gotcha yesterday, and it was great. I was laughing my ass off. It was really,
Mhm.
really funny. And you've dealt with a lot of this um crap on here, and so have I.
I
So have
feel
I.
like a lot of times I've been mislabeled is you can take it, she's so strong. I was even on a panel the other day and they were like, "Oh yeah, you're taking this really well." And it really started dawning on me like this is a problem. Y'all think it's okay to bully, and it's okay to bully certain people because they can take it. And it's like, what meant, like, where do y'all get that at? Like, nobody really wants to be bullied, even if they can take it or not. Like, they're eventually gonna meet a breaking point. In which I went buck wild crazy on people.
Well, the best advice that I have is if it gets to be too much, block them.
Right. And if I do
Mm-hmm.
that, I'm blocking half of the people I see around. And it's wild to me. It's wild to me that I can step into a chat and automatically be attacked. I can step onto a panel and automatically be attacked for no other reason than, oh, you can take it, she can take it, she's a good sport about it. And it's like, no, I'm really not.
Well, because this internet shit is cutthroat.
For sure it's cutthroat.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. You also mentioned that he did something to you as well at Jackson. I did not get to see that.
Well, isn't that interesting that you brought that up? Because you saw how it was blowing up OTW's chat that
Right.
morning. And
Mhm.
I kept telling him, you're not telling the truth. That's not what happened. And he was mixing up two different streams. That's another thing I've noticed about him is that he mixes the characters up and creates one woman. And we're all of them, right? He like does a digital Lego lady, and he can't even get his facts straight. So um he, even though I had told him that none of those things were true, he spurred the last couple minutes of Jack's stream to repeat what I had already told him, which was that it wasn't true. And he still did it anyway, right? He
Mhm.
still went over there and lied, twisted my words around, lumped it all together to lie.
Dun 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 dun. I
Right.
really wish she would come up here. Somebody go get Tarek.
Well, we'll see. Because let's see here. Why isn't this showing? Let's go. Let's go. Let's
Do
go.
it. Let's
Round
just
two.
do it.
And if I'm wrong about something, I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong. But
Absolutely.
you
I had
know, go ahead.
I apologized to some people the other day for the way I was behaving in the chat. There's nothing wrong in apologizing. There's nothing wrong in admitting you're wrong, and there's nothing wrong in showing somebody grace and mercy. And sometimes people on this app tend to think that they're above others, and they don't have to do that. And it's concerning, and I do see it a lot being men who are that with that attitude.
Well, and in all fairness, we keep on saying men, 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 men. It's because these guys dominate the panels. They're
Mhm.
really good at it, right?
Absolutely.
They're good at it, and but they dominate these different streams. And so you see a lot of the women will run away from it because they all get piled on. But you know, we're still here.
Hmm.
Sorry, not sorry. We're still here. We're still at it. And if you really wanted to resolve things, like he says, he would join. He would join the panel, and he'd talk to you and I tonight. But
Margot probably knows a lot because she knows she can talk to people, and I bet you she would be able to tell us he has da 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 da, or one of them is the defiant disorder. I wonder what it is, and I want to know how not to take it so personal, like you were saying earlier, because it's hard to not take it a personal by some of the things they say. People will be like, oh well, this is just the internet, don't take it serious. And my response is always, but you're putting mud on my name. Like, you're putting mud on my name. And
on purpose. Yes,
right, oh, you
absolutely.
shouldn't take it serious. But it's like, no, I think I should.
Yeah, it is intentional. And by the way, I don't think that's Margot down there. I think that's a
You
sock
don't
account.
think so?
No, I've seen
uh,
that around. I think that's a fake Margot account.
oh, fake Margot account. Shout out to fake Margot account.
And look at that. Somebody's so invested in that they want to create a Margot Davy account.
Crazy.
They're trolling on Margot.
Oh, and you can't even be a chatter. You can't even be a chatter for whatever it. And it does appear to be that it's the strong women that people attack.
Well, I get one thing that I've learned about these chatters is that you don't know if it's a woman unless she comes up online and speaks for herself. And now with Cage using the AI and showing us how the AI works, you don't even know if it's a man or a woman or if it's AI.
Right.
Yeah, they're getting wild. They're getting absolutely wild. It's intense out here. But I just think it's really interesting how much support he receives um, in terms of airtime on a panel. And another
Right.
thing is that these
Oh,
guys love to do the gotcha moment. He was spurging with you. What was that? Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday about me now? I don't even remember
I
anymore.
think
It's
it
all
was
kind of
yesterday.
okay. So he was spurging about me for a long time in there.
I,
And you see him white knighting for Jack Talcott
mhm.
when he ran Jack, as do others, under the bus for a long time. Okay.
Right.
And now all of a sudden he's so invested that he's trying to research and get a hold of these people that know Jack in his personal life.
That's concerning. Like, that's not normal behavior, right? Am I tripping?
No, you're not tripping.
That is not normal behavior in real life. Like, it's not that serious. For
Well,
sure.
he's he makes a mockery of himself on here daily, which is why I know he gets the time when he's up there. But you have someone that's okay, hold on a second. Let me highlight this for just a minute. Not tripping at all.
Thank you.
No, I see. I'm confused by this. I don't know if he's sticking up for Tarek or if he's just being funny.
No,
But
he's saying that we're not tripping, like off
okay,
of their behavior.
yeah, we're not. But this guy, like you saw him, we could play it again and pick up where I left off
Yeah,
yesterday
for
with stuff.
sure. Yes. I want
But
people, yes.
bro, straight, you saw how pissed he got when I got into that chat yesterday.
Yeah.
Like,
And
dude,
then I hate how he will say horrible things and be like, but I don't hate you. I don't hate you guys. And it's like, what are you saying right now? You are saying the most hateful things. You are saying lies to us. And I'm supposed to believe you don't hate us? What world do you live in?
well, I think that that's why I like to add into a chat that he's a split tongued serpent that slithers around on the internet
I
because,
like I like it. He
yeah,
is.
he double speaks all the time. Yeah, he double speaks all the time. And um, he makes an absolute ass of himself. But
Right. He's
so
not the
let's
only one.
no, I mean, I do too. I made an ass of myself on here um, over and over again, but I learn from it.
Right.
I learn from it and I move on. And but you can see he was still bringing up stuff that happened between you, myself, Bex from a couple of years ago, and still hasn't let that shit go.
Right.
There's bigger fish to fry, and he's coming after Yolanda, and he's coming after what's up, Cynthia. It's just silly. Let me see here. Okay, he says he is the White Knight. Look it up, and you will see his pic.
Oh my gosh. Absolutely.
Uh, what's up, Snow? It's good to see you. He's a Muslim. He has to put icing on his cake because they're supposed to be respectable and nice, so they have to be snakes. Ooh, ooh. Uh,
Queen Steven's down there and he wants the link to come up too, but he's another chaos agent as well.
well, Stephen can go ahead and wait for a little bit. If he's doing his stream, he's going to be up here for freaking 12 hours. Let us do our thing first before we allow any other distraction, because we need to focus on this first, because it's about Tarek. It's not about him. Oh, there he is.
Oh, Tarek?
Yeah. What is he saying? Yolanda, come on.
Is it the real Tarek?
I think so. Yolanda, I can make you famous. Huh?
What? You know his English isn't good.
Well, this is why I'm thinking that it's him.
No.
Thank you. Who's V? Do you know who V is on your screen?
No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 15 subs. But see, I'm not stupid, right? I'm not stupid. Okay.
Right. Is Tarek coming up? Come on up, Tarek.
Let me play this for just a minute, and I will go back and try and find the link. I had it earlier in the chat. Oh, it's up there. The link is up there. If that was really him. Let me see if it's really him. Yeah, it's really him. The link is up there. So if you want to come up here before we play this, Tarek, to address Cynthia and I. Yes, it's the real Tarek. I can make you famous, meaning I can get your channel to grow fast. I'm not looking to do that. I'm not looking for channel growth. I've already gotten the ability to stream. That's the only thing I was looking for. I'm not looking to do any more than that. I like to come on here for entertainment purposes. I like to engage in topics with other channels, with other people. And I have fun with doing panels with people I enjoy talking to. I'm not looking to be famous. I get this is like a damn public phone call.
Right. I enjoy having good conversations. I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy meeting people from around the world and hearing different points of view. I hate all the chaos that comes with it.
Well, yeah, I mean, we like the chaos too. That's a double-edged sword. We like the chaos, but we don't like the chaos. And I think this far in, you have the tools necessary to deal with them. Like I see what these guys are all saying down there in the chat, and they're just revealing themselves,
I dropped your link in my chat, so I think some people are like, yeah.
Hold on. Give me just a second here. Let's see here. What do I have? Disrespectful or out of pocket. So someone's getting their feelers. Right?
That's another one. I mean, he's another one, but his little hatred is on everybody. His hatred is insane. Queen Stevie, Stephanie.
Well, we could say that he's a narcissist, but at what point do we draw the line on even labeling somebody a narcissist? Because I have my own channel. I come up and I talk about topics by myself. I don't always add someone up here to have a conversation with me. So that could be a narcissistic tendency. But
no,
I don't need to come up here and glorify myself and tell other people that I'm better than them, or that I have more money than them, or you know what I'm saying? Like I don't need to do any of that stuff.
You don't need to do the attention pick me behavior. Look at me behavior. You're secure in who you are.
Right. That's you. And who cares? Because you know what I'm saying? Who cares? But yes, this is a gossip alert. Okay.
We're just addressing the Tarek issue because he is becoming a bit of a parasite, and I don't understand. Like, part of me just doesn't want to go anywhere he would ever be at anymore. I already have him blocked. I don't want to be associated with anything he is. And then part of me thinks, but that's not, they ran me off and that's not cool. But again, it's just not bringing out the best of me. And I just don't always want to be known as the person that's always going off on everybody. because I'm not that person in real life. I have more to offer.
Well, look, like I'm reading the chat right now. I'm not going to highlight the comments because we've got somebody that's just, they're so upset. They want that attention. But you know what? Nobody's a victim on here at this point. Nobody's a victim. Give me just a second here.
Sure, go ahead. Make sure to hit that like button if you're on Yolanda's page. I dropped your link. I only knew about your other page. I don't think I knew about this page until a couple of days ago.
Well, I've had it for a while as a backup channel because this is eventually what I really wanted to do. I wanted to have a separate channel to do panels on.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I like to research, have that be a separate thing. Mm. And I couldn't figure out how to get this channel to do this without the 50 subs. But I figured it out. I figured it out. And now, I was able to get it running. So let's see here. Let me just look at it here for just a moment. Just looking in here at this chat. You're the place, man. They're all over there hanging out with you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Keith. But, I get why people have multiple channels.
Yeah.
For all different reasons. Oops. Wrong button. All right. Media assets. And this is not as easy as people think. You have to be good at multitasking in order to run a stream, but you can clearly see I'm not as stupid or as what some like to claim that I am.
It takes consistency to come up and do it every day, and you just kind of learn the rhythm and flow of it.
Who is he talking to now? What?
Me, Fat Cynthia. He's blocked. The only way I'm seeing him is on the StreamYard.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And that should say something about who you are as a person, who you are as a man, when a lot of people keep you blocked.
Well, he was calling me a chicken. Why don't you come up and join the stream? Well, because I was working. I own my own business and I couldn't go up there, and it had a lot of background noise that goes on in my business. But now's the time. Clearly he's there in the chat.
Yes. Come on up, Eric.
So that's all right. Oh, we have another guest.
Yay. It better not be Queen Stephen.
Well, it's Queen Margot.
Hey, Margot. Are you Margot Davey, or is there a fake Margot down there?
I just posted that. No, that's a fake Margot. So
okay.
Someone let me know I was in your chat, and I'm like, no.
Well, I was like, why is she stalking Jack? In real life, I'm confused. But okay, sure.
No, not stalking Jack.
Hey, Margot, quick question.
Yes.
Why do some men feel the need to attack women? I knew, one time we had a discussion and you called something like a defiance disorder or something like that. But on this app, a lot of men tend to cluster B and attack women.
If I apply my penis theory, that's low penis identity.
What can you tell us a little bit more?
Well, before we get into that topic, that was something, Margot, I had played the beginning of this stream from OTWs last night on a stream. And that is something that I've always seen for the past 3 years, is the highlighting of talking about the penis and about the rectum. Those two things, I thought about it.
I could call it low P identity. It's my documented developmental stage theory. So if you don't want me to say the word, I'll say the P theory.
No, you're fine saying it. But what I wanted to say is that in my personal life, the men around me don't talk like that.
Right. It's
if they talk to each other like that, then they don't do it around me. So it's highlighted on here. These guys all, and maybe it's like locker room talk or whatever. But then it doesn't stop when I go and onto the panel. It just continues towards me, and I'm not a dude, so I don't talk to women like that. I'm not interested in what's in your pants or what's in your shirt.
It is bizarre that men always bring up their genitalia in conversations.
And that's why it would be nice to have a man join the panel to break it down for us so that we understood what that's all about. Because to me, it's just posturing to one another.
Absolutely. And that I'll take it back. I mean, my opinion is that they just have low identity. I mean, they don't have anything else going on, so they're going to go to that because they're not going to whip it out and prove it.
Let me highlight this for just a second. Fat Cynthia, you can't leave me alone. Why love the drama and the attention? Okay, first of all, it really takes a lot for me to try to figure out what this guy is saying. But no, actually, Tarek, it's the other way around. You have no control, sir, over who's in what places, not to mention that Cynthia and I were around before you were.
Mm-hmm. Can I bring up something about Tarek, since whose panel was he on the other day?
OTWs and Jax.
He went up on Jax. And he claims that a while ago when we were talking on the phone, now you know it was quite a while ago because I wouldn't take a call from Tarek. Anyway, he said that I asked him to get Jack's military records.
Yeah, I didn't understand all that. And
I'm glad you brought this up because I'm glad you brought it up because I really wanted to know if that was true, because why would you ask Tarek for something like that? So please tell us about that.
Well, why would I ask Tarek for anything, number one? Right? I mean, if I have resources, I know some people. If I want to get information, I happen to know that you can't get military records. And it's possible that what was said was, I wonder what Jack's military records look like. I wonder if he was having episodes of psychosis when he was in the military. But did I ever ask Tarek for Jack's records? Again, why would I ask Tarek?
So is he making that up because he remembers it wrong? Like Yolanda was saying earlier, he gets his stories confused. B, is he just a liar and looking to attack people? Why are all of his stories so incorrect and attackative? Is this that disorder?
Well, it was so funny because someone told me to go back and watch it. And I watched it, and he was like obsessed with making sure that Jack heard what he was saying and making sure that Jack, heard that I had asked him this. And so I processed it later that day, and couple things. Number one, like I said, if I know you can't get military records, number one. Number two, I wouldn't ask him for anything, nor have I ever. He's probably mad because you and I roasted him so badly on Illumitommy's that night.
Okay. This is the consistent thing, right? Is that when he gets called out and he gets roasted, he is given time on a panel to create a narrative and to stir the pot. That's what I'm trying to highlight here, is that he's full of shit.
But like, is this a disorder? Because like we were just saying, Yolanda, men in our real lives aren't like this. And if this is a disorder, I need to start treating this like a disorder and stop looking at him like he's a man. And I need to start defining the two or separating the two in the way I respond to their attacks.
You know what he reminds me of, Cynthia?
What's that?
You know, when you have a bunch of cousins, you're all the same age, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're playing King of the Mountain and you're walking around the neighborhood, you're going to get candy bars, you're just doing your thing back in the day.
Right.
Well, and then you got a cousin 4 or 5 years younger than you.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to keep up and they're trying to get your attention, and they'll say anything to try and be part of the group or get your attention.
Oh yeah, I mean, just the fact that his name of his channel, Unslaved Truth, he got called out for that when he was very hanging out over at Paul Unslaved on his channel, and he was using his lingo, and he made his channel his name, and he had to change a couple of his chat names because he couldn't. He doesn't have his own identity, and he latches onto
Right.
other people and uses their lingo, and like the guy's all over the place to the point where he can't remember the storyline anymore, and he looks like a freaking idiot.
Always.
Margot, did you see when Bex asked him a math question and all of a sudden he turned into Rain Man and knew like every formula or anything? Is this behavior a form of, not a form of, but a side effect of autism?
Well, it's kind of like Rain Man. Rain Man had that characteristic with his autism spectrum disorder. Do you ever, sometimes you'll see like little kids that can name every single president that was ever president, or every state capital by the time they're 2 years old. There's just part of the brain that is just has this memory that's just beyond belief. And it's usually, it has something to do with numbers or something from the past. And it's not photogenic. It's not like a photogenic memory, because a photogenic memory usually remembers everything, not just one certain thing. But I've never thought of Tarek as someone that's on the spectrum, but who am I to know?
Right.
Well, let me show this really quick because I
Okay.
brought up posturing, right? Let King Stephen up, please. I love his sexy voice always. Peace, right? Like, dude, you're posturing to Stephen. You want Stephen's attention to help you out because guess what? We gotcha. Okay? At this point, we're doing the gotcha moment. And look, he's doing it again right here. Where is it? Where was his last comment? I made that up because I'm gay and I want Jack's love and loyalty. So see, he thinks he's being funny. Yeah, he's being funny because he looks like a dumbass right now. But again, we know what he's doing.
I've never heard him say a funny thing in his life.
Well, even the laughing when he does that weird laughing, when it's really not funny.
Yes.
Hi, how are you, El Perro?
Greetings, ladies. How you doing tonight?
Good.
Margot,
How are you?
Cynthia, Yolanda. Good. I'm glad to be in the presence of some women here tonight. But it's coincidental that it seems all three of us have had our difficult discourse with each other.
Absolutely.
And yet we're still able to appear on a channel. So I want to thank you for having me up. And you wonder where this stuff kind of comes from. And I explained to my companion tonight, because we don't have a perfect relationship. No one ever does, I don't think. But I explained to her tonight that as far as I see it, when it comes to the respect thing, I spent 3.5 years in prison behind walls with some of the most disrespectful people in the world. Not just the inmates, but the guards too. They have no reason to respect the inmates. Therefore, they are disrespectful just as much as the other inmates. In that kind of environment, you have to learn a lot about respect, especially if you only weigh 120 pounds.
How did you respond to the disrespect and learn to
I had to act like a man, one way or another. To defeat one's opponent without fighting is of supreme excellence. But if I'm down to fighting, I got to be down to fighting for life, particularly in that kind of environment. And just like I speak out here on these panels, I'm no pushover. Don't ever let anybody believe that I am. And so when it comes to the respect thing, it's a matter of obtaining and maintaining a certain attitude in life. not to men or women separately, but to life itself. To me, everything comes down to a matter of life and death. Every breath I take is a breath of life. I have to use it as life the best I can so I don't end up in a fight and end up in death. It's an order of things. And people don't see that. They think they've got some big brother over there that's going to keep an eye on them and protect them if they get in a fight. And yeah, those guards will come in and stop it if it's not already too late and if they see it. So whether that guard's there or not, you have to have the utmost respect for yourself and your life.
Absolutely.
Hmm. I appreciate that. I mean, myself, I've got survival skills, rough upbringing. I have not done any time. I've had relatives that have, and the programming that they endured while they were there, whatever it was that they got from it. But I do see that, and I recognize that on these panels, the difference of how I could tell who's served time and who hasn't, because you could see how they interact on these panels.
Yeah, and if you don't mind me interrupting real quick, and when it comes to Tarek, that's why I call him, he is the White Knighter.
Break that down. Break that down, Keith, please.
You know, so even Cynthia was up on my panel here recently. I thank you, Cynthia. That's one of those markers that shows that we've overcome our discord. Hopefully it remains that way.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to standing up for, like we discussed on the panel, Cynthia, I don't have to worry about standing up for Cynthia. Cynthia is herself. I don't really have a true connection with her on this panelverse. So why would I put my interest in there? Like you mentioned earlier, he's got so much interest in this Jack situation, and he's putting his interest out there in everybody else. He is the White Knighter, putting his interest in everybody as if though he's going to be the big brother.
Right. And I first saw it when he was on Paul and Slave's channel.
Sorry, Tarek. I see it as the truth. And if you want to argue it, that's fine.
Mm-hmm. I saw it at Paul and Slave's channel. And then I watched him do it over at OTW's. And then I watched him do it with Steven. I've watched him do it with Snafu. That's why it's hilarious when Hank tells him that Snafu's his daddy, because dude really does need a daddy.
And another aspect before before we go on, the other aspect of this masculinity thing is most guys develop their relationships out of violence or discord first. Women tend to develop it out of emotions and caring.
Huh.
That's why I said if this relationship between Jack and I actually evolves to what I would hope it would be, it's one of the greatest relationships you have comes from the diversity, obstruction, infighting, and things like that you can overcome. That's how you really get to know another person's character. Go ahead.
Yeah, I appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
I can see that. I can see that that's what's going on. I've been around long enough to see it. But I mean, like you can see recently how my name has been brought up and how Jack has responded to my comments in his chat. And it's really interesting how if the YouTuber turns on you, how quick the entire audience can potentially turn with them. And you know, and I went out of my way to have private conversations with Jack. So when you asked that yesterday, how many YouTubers, how many of you have actually reached out to him? I did that.
Yeah,
so that's
I talk
why
to him regularly. I talk to Jack regularly now.
Well, and then I got the invite from LCJC to join her panel because I see the entire, I'm piecing it all together, right? There's so many different angles to this. So when Tarek got up on OTW's channel yesterday, his version of the story is so not even what happened. You know, it absolutely was not what happened. And you can see, to me, he looks like a coward because he hasn't clicked the link and he hasn't come up here. But you know what? He'll click OTW's link tomorrow and let OTW know about this because he already told me that in my chat or in my comment section that he was going to let OTW know about this because dude can't do anything without doing the posturing thing to other men.
Yeah. And that's the one thing, you saw comments in the chat earlier, Flow State calling King Stephen a coward. I can't say that he's a coward because at least he will come up onto my panel. He still wants to come. He's not afraid. Don't call him coward. He might be dumb. He might be stupid. He might be narcissistic or confused or something, but he's not a coward.
Right, and
People that don't want to come up on my panel are the cowards.
El Paro.
Well, same here. Like none of these people can say that I'm a coward because I've clicked their links and I've gone up there. And to be honest, Keith, you don't know this about me, but that's how I got more encouraged to create my own channel with Snafu and Paul and all of you guys saying, all of you little chat warriors down there, create your own channel. So I'm like, okay, game on.
Yep. What you wanted? You were going to ask something, Margot?
I do have a question for you. So I saw that you were on Jack's panel actually when Tarek came up yesterday and claimed that I asked Tarek to get Jack's military records for me.
That's what Tarek said.
I know. No, that's what I'm saying. Tarek came up and said that Margot on a phone call asked him to get Jack's medical or military records. Number one, I know that you can't get military records. I know that. So I wouldn't ask Tarek for that. If I was going to ask anyone, I would ask my family members or people high up in the military. I would never ask Tarek that.
Right. Why? That's one of the things I pointed out.
Why do you think he did that?
Because he's an idiot and a coward.
Okay.
Like you said, he's down there now. Why isn't he coming up? Come on up, Tarek. Tell him about it. Tell him how you can get somebody else's medical records. I will be up as long as you allow a fair back and forth. Dude, you got to be fair first by telling the truth. You want to start spouting your lies? I'm going to cut you off. You fucking coward.
Well, and
use my language. My apologies.
No, everybody feel free to be yourselves by all means, but I appreciate that. But
I want to add one more thing. If I thought I could have got Jack's military records back in the day when he was a danger to himself and others, I would have got them. So him saying that I wanted to get them, okay, if I could have got them, I probably would have back in the day. Now, I feel no need.
You listen to me on Jack's, and that's exactly what I explained. It's not a record you can get.
Right.
Unless you've got some kind of inside connections. Because it's a record relating to him. It's a military record, which is fucking confidential, you dumbass.
Like a medical record.
Right.
Well, it's more secure than a medical record. A medical record is only worth the price of how much that medical record technician is being paid per hour.
Right. The other one is a defense instrumentality, a matter of national security.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm glad we could have a good discussion ourselves, Margot, because like I said, we've had our Discord. And hopefully, like Yolanda and Cynthia, we have all overcome our Discord. Hopefully, we'll overcome ours as well. This is a good step. I appreciate it. Love y'all. Be blessed. I'm out. Thanks for having me up, sisters.
Take care. Take care, Keith. Okay, ladies, we're going to go ahead and try this out. I'm going to do exactly what Tarek asked earlier, which was from yesterday, that he's willing to come up as long as he's not interrupted. So I'm going to prove to him that we have more self-control than what he's accusing us of. So when he comes up here at one point, Tarek is going to have the stage and we'll all mute up so that he can have his time to speak without any interruptions. Does that sound fair to you guys?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
Absolutely.
That's usually what we do. So we'll just be ourselves.
Thank you. Right.
Thank you, Yolanda.
Yeah. Hello, Tarek.
How are you, Yolanda? How you doing?
I'm doing just fine. Thanks for actually clicking the link. This is the second stream that has been for you. And actually, this will be the third stream that I've created to have you come up and have a conversation with me.
I appreciate it.
Well, the floor is yours, Tarek.
Yeah, okay, so let me start, I guess, first with just maybe Wizard and Margaret real quick. So first, Wizard, you just called me a coward real quick. I don't know, just out of control. Don't even know what's going on. You, with your status of the knowledge that you know about law, way more than me, everything you've been preaching, for you to say this statement today that a regular citizen cannot get military records through a FOIA request amazes me. Because you can get military records through a FOIA request, anybody can, but it's called a limited FOIA request. They can't give you all the information, they can give you some information. So for you to say you can't get any information is totally false. Just let me clear that up for him and Margot, because they're both wrong. Now, Margot, I'm going to ask Margot this question so we can clarify her saying that she never talked to me. Margot, you said earlier that you never talked to me privately. Was that correct, or did I hear you wrong?
You heard me incorrectly. You have called me before, and we have spoke on the phone.
All right. So that's thank you for answering that. So make sure we got it clear.
You're welcome.
And then you're saying that you never ever asked me, like you worded it, like you would like to have or to know about his military records. You saying you asked me that, or how did you word it when you asked me that? Or did you ever ask me about Jack's records at all? I'm just wondering.
Well, I wouldn't ask you for anything. I have resources if I need anything. It's very possible that I said it would be nice to look at Jack's full military records. I'm sure I said that back in the day when I felt he was still a danger to himself or others.
Okay, but did you ask me personally? And this is what I'm asking you. Did you ask me personally, hey Tarek, could you get Jack's records, military records? I just want to make sure this is on record. So since you are very, convinced that you are 100% correct, that you never asked me to get Jack's military records, I would like to hear it from your mouth on record today that you never done that. And you should have no problem with it because you never said it.
Well, I don't remember what I said, Tarek. I don't remember the conversation. What I am saying is why would I ask you for anything?
That's something you got to ask yourself. I know pretty much why, but I can't say it now. But what I'm asking you is, you're still saying right now.
Whoa, don't. Whoa, I'm gonna back
All right,
up.
go ahead.
Stop for a
No,
second.
go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. What can't you share with us, and why?
No, I can't. We're not going to go in details. Just like you said right now, earlier
Then
when on that.
I prefer not to talk to you unless we go into details.
Okay, no problem. I respect that. This is Yolanda's thing. I'm going to make sure I stay super respectful. We're going to have a very open dialogue with back and forth. I respect that. So if you don't want to answer the question, I just want all of you to know, before I came on panel, Margaret went on panel and said, hey, Tarek, I never asked Tarek to get Jack's military records. She's very confident about that. Now, when I re-asked her the question again, and I said, it's going to be on record 100%, I want to hear it from your mouth, that you never, ever asked me for Jack's records. She said she can't recall. So make sure that's noted.
Well, another thing, Tarek. Again, I don't remember the conversation. Did I ever say to you, are you telling me you could get Jack's military records? I might have said something like that, but asking you if you could get them for me, no.
Can I interrupt here for just a moment?
Yeah, sure.
So this is highlighting to me, Tarek, is that it's proving that you lied about this. You made it sound like this was a recent conversation that you had with Margot. You presented it on OTW's channel yesterday and on Jack Talcott's, like Margot and you recently had this conversation. You've already shown and proven that you misunderstood what she said and that you used something to your advantage recently to posture to Jack on his channel recently. Am I wrong?
You're very wrong. Can I reply?
When was this conversation? How many months or years ago?
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that maybe, but let me reply to her first.
No, I'm asking you a question because I did not live in Arizona when you called me. I was still in Washington, so it was 2.5 years ago at least.
It was not 2.5 years ago. That's for a fact. But let me respond to Yolanda because I have to address her claims first, then we come to you. So Yolanda came out and said, if I remember correctly, that, hey, Tarek, you're 100% because you're lying, because that shows to you, Yolanda, that because of the conversation we just had with Margot about the records, that I was lying to posture for Mr. Jack, and the reason why I said it, pretty much, that's it. Well, hold on, Len. Yolanda, how do you, this I'm trying to understand you a little more so I can kind of be in the middle on your understanding, since I'm the one that's autistic these days. I just said to you, and I let this go
Yep.
before I came up on purpose. Margaret went up there herself and said that she never asked me that question. So I let it go. I didn't say anything. I let her go and talk. Then when I came on panel and I asked her first a regular question, I really was asking her a question leading to another question. But I said, let me go with the first question because there's tactics here for me. I said, did you ever ask me that? She said, no. Then when I changed my tone and answered the
Whoa,
question
wait a
differently.
second.
Okay, so you didn't cut me off. Hold on. Let me just finish, and I promise I'll give you the floor. And then when I
You're
redirected the
changing the
question,
narrative, Tarek.
no, hold on. I'm not changing the narrative. Just breathe. I'm very relaxed. I'm very calm today. I'm gonna keep
Let it
it
be
that
noted
way.
that he's changing the narrative. Go on.
Because
No
he's
problem. No,
autistic.
okay, no problem. So when I redirected the question to Miss Margot Davy and asked her, "Hey, Margot, are you 100% sure that you never told me to get Jack's records?" And this is going to be on record. I want everybody to hear 100% you never asked me. Then she said she can't recall or remember when we had that conversation. So that means to me now she knows we had that conversation, just my perspective. And she does not want to get caught in a situation where it could put her or somebody else in another situation in the future, which it could be. And that's why she said it. So for you to say I'm lying, whatever I said to you,
You are lying. You are lying.
okay, so go ahead. I'll stop. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, can I have just a moment here?
Yes, I
Okay.
apologize.
No, you're completely fine, Margot. No apologies. This is going to help with this whole entire confusion.
Please.
Jack, thank you for having me on. I just want to tell you there's a reason why I came on today. I think you understand why I said this publicly. And the second thing is Yolanda, if you can hear this, she also went on Lena's channel and said that because you drank, I guess in her mind, from 15 to 50, that your brain's still at 15. And I had to correct her on OTW, so I corrected that record as well. But thank you for having me on, and you look well, and I'm glad that you have your place and everything else, and God be with you.
Amen. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
Boy, he
So
turned
that's-
that narrative too, didn't he, Yolanda?
Yes, he did. And I'm trying to find where he came in. I thought that was the moment he was talking about you as well, but I'm going to take a second while you guys all talk to find that moment as well. But
So Tarek,
he completely turned that around, didn't he, Margot?
yes, he did.
Hold on. Before I get to Margot,
it's my turn, Tarek. It is my
go ahead.
turn. It is my turn.
Go ahead, ma'am. Floor is
What
yours.
I said was, I do not remember that conversation, but I've never asked you for anything because number one, I don't trust you. Number two, I don't believe you have any resources. And number three, if I said something like you could really get Jack's full military records, then it's very possible that you turn that around like you turn around everything else. I yield.
I think he's autistic and his mind doesn't process. I think it's the English is
Okay.
the issue. I think that his mind is warped. I think that although in his mind he is a normal man, he does not process things right. And we shouldn't hold anything that he ever says accountable because it gets lost and twisted in the matrix of his mind.
I agree.
And I'll agree with that. Like I said earlier, it sounds like he's just an idiot. And this is because he might think he understands English, but he can't, or that he can read English, but he certainly doesn't seem to understand it. Because like you noticed in the chat, I posted some comments and you highlighted them. See, the only way you can get somebody else's military record is under two conditions, actually three, because there's the point where Jack is still alive. So you have to have his written consent, first and foremost. If Jack dies, and he's deceased, you can go to the next of kin, and they can either tell you themselves or they can have it divulged through the National Archives. If you don't go to a next of kin and you rather want to go to the National Archives, now you can fill out a Freedom of Information Act and request the records. And even then, they will only give you certain records that are not said confidential.
Thank you for letting us know that, because that's the logic. I don't even need to research that, and that's the logic that I know from the people that in my family who are in the military. So that makes perfect sense to me, and I know that this is your strength of is knowing this type of information. But let's play this here for just a moment, okay?
And I just want to remind everybody that's rightly dividing the word of truth, because you're a man worthy of it, because you've studied to shew yourself approved unto God. I don't listen to other men. And Tarek, that's what you need to stop doing. You need to stop gabbing like a woman, because that's your problem. You're out here white knighting as a beta cuck. I don't care how built you think you are. You're acting like a motherfucking woman. Accept it. Shut the fuck up and start acting like a man. Just my opinion. Thanks for letting me speak. Have a good night, folks.
You too. But I think that tonight we're proving that not all women act like that. So, but I appreciate your perspective. Okay, so let's check this out here for a moment.
Thank you, Daisy. Thank you, Daisy.
Relax.
Now, Jack, I do have some
Thank you,
news
Daisy.
for you.
Oh, yeah. What's that? Please.
The news I have is because I know Margot's not here and Charles and them, but as the group, the chat group and all that, just to let you know, and I said this on OTW today because I want to see it on yours, but I don't know if you're going live. So just to let you know, this is on record, Margot, because I want you to come and defend yourself, because this is important for Jack to know. Jack, Margot, the one that wishes you real well, asked me privately on a phone call to get your military records. So just to let you know, Charles, that is conflict of interest if you're all working together, where Margot's asking me to get Jack's military records.
Now,
I have them right here, but what do you need them
Now-
for?
Now, if you have them, that would again be a condition that would be precedent, because that is not your name. You're not supposed to be having access to those records. Those are confidential records. So,
Me? Are you
yeah,
talking to
Exactly.
me, Keith?
whoever
Are you
said you
talking to
just
me, Keith?
whoever
No, he's talking about the
whoever says they have somebody else's military records, they damn well better have a good reason
I
explaining
Who are
don't.
you
why.
speaking to?
No,
though,
no,
Keith?
I don't.
What
Does
the
Tarek
No,
have
fuck?
them?
let me
Nobody
just
fucking understand how to let a man speak.
I
Each
do.
one of you has
I-
so much
go
to
ahead.
say, and you've had all this time to say it, but then when somebody else starts to speak, you want to run your mouth some more. So any man who professes they have somebody else's records, whether they're military records or not, better have a damn good well reason why they have them. Otherwise, they are in
I
possession
agree.
illegally of data elements that they do
Yes.
not belong to.
Your reply. Let
Even
me
re-
clarify to make sure I
even-
get this straight.
Even requesting it. And again, we understand.
Yes,
the nature of
exactly my
Margot.
point. All
We
right,
understand,
thank you.
we understand
Thank
the
you.
nature of Margot running with anything she wants to, as if though it's true. I urge you again to understand. Jack knows what's going on, and I don't really think he gives a fuck, because he knows better. You ain't got those records. Ain't nobody got those records.
Okay, Tarek. Floor is yours.
Thank you. So let me address Mr. Wizard with all the respect, even though he's calling me names and stuff like that, and he's saying that I don't know what I'm talking about, and he loves to leave out some stuff that should have been said. Wizard, again, I don't know what you know at all about some of these things. I do know about some things that I deal with. Now, you have said, you went on panel again and said, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, that you can release records. You can't release records from the military. You have to be in kin and all that. Well, Mr. What do you call it? Wizard forgot to mention that anybody, the records that he's talking about, is if somebody has left the military and there's an age limit on it, it's 62 years. If it's 62 years or more since the man or the woman left the military, you don't need any consent or anything. You can do it, no problem. Now, if it's less than that, then you need consent, and it's different. So you left that out. That means when I was trying to say earlier, you can get someone's records out and they're limited. You did not speak about the whole thing and how it works. Not even that. To the contrary, even on the website of the military record, you can go on an official military personnel file under CMPF. It says on there with limited, limited records, without consent, you can still get them, and you don't have to go through the kin.
Okay,
So yeah, so I'm just making sure I'm clearing that up as well, because whatever Yolanda said, Tarek doesn't know what he's talking about. Look it up, go on a regular dictionary and look up Google and go on there. It'll give you all the details you need to know.
okay, well, I think that we're going to pass on this topic
No
anymore
problem.
because
Yeah, I just want to clarify it.
I think that everything that we've just presented speaks again for itself, that you obviously are incorrect. And
Okay, so now,
hold on
so
a
Yolanda,
second. Hold
go
on
ahead.
a second,
Go ahead.
Tarek.
Let
Go ahead.
her finish.
Yeah, so you're obviously incorrect. You have
Okay.
other people that have been in the military that have
Mm-hmm.
given you the information and told you
Mm-hmm.
that you're incorrect, and you've also
Okay.
been
Put
incorrect,
yourself on mute, Mark.
and
Tarek.
you've also misrepresented your phone call with Margot and used it to your convenience to Jack, when Jack is in a place right now in his life where
Mhm.
he's on this journey and he doesn't need all of this extra bullshit that you're bringing on top of it. He has
Okay.
limited data that he is using for his streams, only for you to bring up things like this and to stir the pot and to create problems that aren't necessary. Why do you do that?
Let me know when I can reply, and I'll rebuttal.
The floor is yours.
All right, thank you. So I have to rebuttal your first two claims, because now we're having a good faith conversation. Like I said before I came up here, because I would rather go on OTW or somebody else to do this, because I want a fair a trial, right?
How is this
just
not fair, Tarek?
Well, I'm explaining to you how it's not fair. I just explained to you what it says from the website itself about military records. You said, no, I don't, Tarek, I'm not going to accept yours. I'm just going to accept Wizards. You're lying, and you're also lying about what you said about Margot on the phone call. So let me say,
why are
hold
you
on, let me
looking
rebuttal.
up how to
Let
get
me
his record
rebuttal.
then?
Check. Let me rebuttal. Then please, let me just get this, because now I have to stay on the subject so I can make sure nobody's saying I'm just saying things. Here's the quote from the website. All right? You ready? Now, if you go on the website and go under archival records.
I'll look it up. What's the website?
Yeah, just go under Google and type, can a citizen get access to military records? Let's type that and we'll give it to you.
Well,
but why are you doing that?
But one moment here, let me just interrupt you for just a moment, Tarek. Again,
go ahead.
I'm just going to let you know I'm really not interested in this part.
Okay, but you can't. Okay, no problem. I respect that.
Hold on a second.
Right.
I'm not interested in continuing you trying to prove your point over these records thing, the whole record thing, because none of that matters, because you lied. You lied and used Margot.
What did I lie about?
Hold on a second.
Go ahead.
You are bringing up a conversation that it sounds to me that happened a long time ago and conveniently using it now. You didn't understand the context of the conversation.
Okay.
That you are conveniently using now, when this was something, a conversation that happened a long time ago. Why are you doing that?
Okay, so I'm going to answer the question again, and let me rebuttal it the right way. And please don't interrupt me, Landa, because I'll let you speak all your way, because I have to make sure you understand what I'm saying here, so you don't twist stuff around. I'll go first to your Margot thing. When I went on Jack as you played the video, did I say exactly when the time was? Did I hint when the time was? Did I claim when the conversation happened between me and Margot? I never said that. And there's a reason why I never said it. There's a big reason why I never said when was that said. So for you to come up and say, Tarek,
Well, if Margot said it was 2.5 years ago or 2 years ago, which is a big fat lie, because I have exactly the screenshot when it was said and when everything else was done on the private chat, on the private talk, that will automatically just put her fame out of the window. She's lying.
That shows
So,
nothing. A
okay, hold
screenshot
on,
of
Margot.
when we
Don't
spoke on
interrupt
the
me for a
phone.
second. Hold on, because let me get my words and let you speak. I promise I will shut up. What I'm saying to you here, for you automatically, Yolanda, instead of using your good faith and logic to have this affair, to assume that Margot's 100% right and to claim it right after and say, I don't believe you, you're wrong. Margot said this. That does not make sense. That's delusional. Like Cynthia was saying to me. I left it open for a reason. I never put a date on it. So you can't accuse me of implying or playing games with the date when I never put a date on it. Never did. I just said
You were
she asked me for the military records. I never said when. Nothing like that. I didn't say it was
you
yesterday.
were you were implying
Chuck,
that it was
Chuck.
recent by the tone of
No,
your
no.
voice.
I never implied it
Let
was
people
recent.
finish,
Never
Terry.
did.
Learn to let people finish. I know you probably don't understand that. You can put yourself
No,
on.
but I wasn't done, Cynthia. Hold on. I'm going to talk to
You
respectfully
need
for
to
you.
learn to be a
All right, go ahead, Chuck. Go ahead. This is what's going to happen. We have 3 arbiters on top, and now we have Chuck. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, Tarek, the way you put it out there with the tone of your voice made it sound like it was a recent request. That
Thank
Okay.
you.
Margot's running behind your back and she's asking for this information like it happened recently. If it happened 2 years ago, what does it matter now? Why bring it up now?
Oh boy.
And the second part is, why in the hell are you even bothering looking up how to get his records?
See, again, this is another false claim. Like just some people like to tick that out there. I'm way ahead of a lot of people in some tactics and just the intelligence that you don't think I have. I would never in my entire life say I'm actually getting his records. I know the situation. I know the legalities. I know exactly what happens with these things. I would never do it. Second, you just said earlier, Chuck, that I made it look like I implied it somehow because of my tone that it was yesterday or recent. This
Well,
is not up.
okay.
Go ahead.
So, but this is my point though, Tarek. If you
Mm-hmm.
are as concerned about Jack and his well-being, and you're concerned
Yes.
about what is happening between him and Margot and his former coworkers and all these people that are in his personal life,
Okay.
why would you create this problem and bring it up to Jack right now when Jack has other things that he's focusing on in his life right now? Why would you choose that opportune time to do that?
Okay, so you think that actually this is a problem bringing it up? Is there anything that's gonna get like in his life just because he's busy and going through a lot? So let me give you a scenario here, okay, Yolanda? Let's just say hypothetically that Jack was this smart. That Jack, for example, how would I word it so I'm not crossing anything? Let's just say hypothetically, he made this character for himself to look a little bit delusional when he's not. And what he's doing, for example, is to like waiting over 2 years or so to have enough info, for example, to have a good lawsuit on someone. I'm just saying me. I'm not saying Jack's saying it. I'm just saying me, hypothetically. Not even saying it's going to happen. Nothing. So if I said that to you hypothetically, and you understood the situation from a hypothetical point, then when you say, Tarek, why did you bring that up? That would factor big time in a lawsuit when it has to be brought to court.
But
Just to let you know.
But Tarek, if this was something that was so important to you, why wouldn't you ask him this in private? Why did you bring it up on his public platform when he was clearly trying to bring peace and understanding and love and all the things that Jack likes to represent about himself, and you bring that up?
Yeah, I brought that up for a reason publicly.
That's what we're asking.
Yeah, I brought it for a reason. Of course. What do you think? I didn't bring it for a reason on public platform? Of course I brought it for a reason.
That's what I'm asking you, and you have
Oh,
an
yeah.
answer. Why did you
I know
do
the
that?
answer. Yeah, the answer is I can't give you a full answer at the moment, but the answer would be somewhere like this. The reason why I brought it publicly is I wanted Margot to understand that if she thinks
I'm stupid and all that, which is fine. That's her perception. She'd be entitled to it. But I promise you, I'm not stupid. In the things I know in my own domain that I'm good at, I'm not stupid at all. I know what I'm doing. You just don't
Yes,
see it my way, and you will
yes,
soon.
you are good at your spyware on all your devices. Do you think that you bring the energy and the conversations and the topics you bring up? Do you think that you help people, or do you think that you cause chaos? In your opinion, Tarek?
No, we talked about that, Cynthia.
No,
I
I'm
don't bring
asking you again
chaos.
now.
I
It's
know,
a
but let me tell you why. I'll answer your question, no problem.
okay.
The reason why I'm trying to stick to the subject is I have some points I want to get to because this is nothing. There's so much I can get to with just the Yolanda's just yesterday stream.
Do you think that you help people by the conversations that you have, or do you think you bring chaos? I'm not interested in all of
Okay,
the
so it depends how you see it. Okay, it depends how you see it. If you see it from,
no, I'm asking how you see it. I'm not asking
I
how
see. Okay,
anybody
but
else.
here's the
How
thing.
you
Okay,
see it.
Cynthia, what you don't understand for a second. If hypothetically, I'm gonna give you another hypothetical, and I'm gonna stop
No,
with the
I don't want
hypotheticals.
a hypothetical. I'm
But
asking you
you're not
a question.
understanding.
This is why I think your mind can't process things.
No,
Yes,
no, no, no.
yes, I
My
bring up
mind can
good
process things
no,
way faster than you can. I promise.
you can't answer this question.
Well,
It's
I'd
a
like
Okay,
very
I'm gonna answer the
basic
question for you.
question.
Okay, I'm gonna answer the question for you so I can make you feel good. Then I'm gonna give you my answer, the real one, so you can understand where I'm coming from. Because
I
you're not gonna see it
seriously,
from a
Donna, I'm
perspective,
asking
a
you a
man.
question.
But
Okay.
Tarek, you clearly see, the audience can clearly see that you're deflecting from actually
No, because
answering
the question is
the
stupid. That's
question.
why, and I'm
No,
not
it's
trying to
not a
disrespect her. Let me tell you why.
question. It's not a stupid question. I
Yeah,
want
okay,
to
so
know,
I'm gonna tell you
are
why.
you aware? Are you
Okay,
aware of what you bring? And I'm trying to find
I am
out
okay,
how aware
Cynthia.
you are.
Cynthia, I am. Let me tell you why I think it's a stupid question. We have talked
I'm
about this
not
yesterday.
interested. I don't want to know why you think it's a stupid question. I want to
Okay, so
know you think
here's your
people,
answer. Here's your
people are
answer. Since you wanna go that route and keep repeating stuff that doesn't make sense, yes, I do think I don't bring chaos. I bring a lot to the table, but when I bring chaos, it's for a reason. Is
May I
that
ask you a
gonna
question?
make you
You
happy?
said yes. I don't think I bring chaos. I bring good stuff to the table, but when I bring chaos, do you understand the irony in that answer?
Do you
Yes,
don't
I
understand what
don't.
I'm saying
No,
at
no,
all,
no.
Cynthia? Am I the
No,
one that
you
can
said yes.
process?
I can say it. You
Okay.
said yes. I don't bring chaos. I bring good
No,
stuff,
that's not
but
what I
when
said.
I bring chaos,
No, that's not what
Okay,
I said. Let me
Yolanda,
repeat it
so
again.
my turn.
let's
Let
hold
me
on
just repeat
here.
it one more time so I can
No,
clarify that if you don't mind.
actually, hold on just a
Go
moment here
ahead.
because
It's your host. Go ahead.
so let's take a break here because you're not actually answering the question. So
I just
let's
answered the
go
question.
ahead.
Hold on. This is
Hold
what
on a
kills me
second,
about you.
Tarek. Hold on a second. Let's add a
Okay.
little bit of comic relief.
I do have a question I want to ask him though, real quick.
Go
All
ahead,
right.
Mark.
No problem.
Tarek, why did you call me?
I'm not going to answer the question for you either, but go ahead. That's not going to be answered. You'll know. You'll know in the future why I called.
it's part of his delusion, Margot.
Okay, it is part of my delusion. So let me answer real quick, rebuttal real quick.
Margot, he thinks he's
Yolanda,
a Hezbollah spy.
no,
He thinks
oh
he's
my
this big
God.
spy.
For you to make that claim now is so stupid, Chuck. Don't make these claims. Let me finish what I'm saying here. We're having a very respectful dialogue. For you to start throwing terrorist stuff like that, and
So you
believe me,
can't
it's not good.
tell me why you called me.
No, I'm not gonna tell you. That's personal. Don't worry. When I tell you, I can. Just like you said. Okay, if I ask you the question, hey Margot, could you tell me why you talked to me that day? If you choose not to answer the question, I won't take it personally. That's your perspective. No problem. I
I
respect it.
would answer the question. I'm
No,
told
but
you.
if you choose not to answer it, I will still respect your the question. That's what I'm saying. I respect that. So there's no need to
Okay.
go beyond it.
So you
So
don't know why you called me.
I'm not going to discuss that right now. I would like to go back if I can because I'm trying to focus on three things at once, and I'm trying to focus on Yolanda just said that I didn't answer Miss Cynthia's question the right way.
And you
Let me
didn't
just say it one more time.
answer.
One more time, and I promise I'll get off of it. Cynthia, I said to you, repeat it again, that when I go on panel, I think I do a great job in which way I do it.
But when I do create chaos, hold on, I'm just paraphrasing. If I missed a word or two, that's what I'm saying. If I do create chaos, it's for a reason. So when I go on panel, I bring something to the table, but when I create chaos, it's for a reason. So
Do
try to
you
dissect that because it's not delusional. That's very right.
it is delusional. Do you think that you help people?
See, again, now we're jumping. You're going way
Okay,
off the
that
topic
was
here.
part of
Let's stick on the topic. We're not
Okay,
here
hold on
to
in
talk
just
to
a
Tarek
moment,
about do I
Eric.
help people, do I give people sympathy, do I
Hello,
give people
hello.
Hi,
I,
Stephen.
No,
hello,
Yolanda
Margot.
asked you.
I think that Tarek is trying to help Margot when he calls her late at night and whispers sweet nothings in her ear on the phone. I think he's trying to be helpful.
Derek, how
And
do
what
you think you're helping
I
Jack?
love you.
That was the question Yolanda asked. How are you helping Jack, Derek?
Didn't I just answer the question for you and I give you a hypothetical because you don't understand what's going on?
Do
You
you
keep
think
thinking that
do
Jack
you
is
think
stupid. Jack's not stupid.
do you think Jack cares about Margot? He wants to go meet the president. He could give
No, no,
two
no. Oh,
shits
God.
about.
If you
He's
think
on his
Jack
way
wants to
to
meet the president,
Washington.
you're in another dimension.
I think that Tarek might be helping Jack explore his gay side.
That,
That's what I. That's what
that
I
might
think.
be.
That might be part of what's going on.
Can we have
Okay,
any, Yolanda, can I ask, can we have any like good questions I can answer? Because I'm here to answer your questions pretty much and anybody that
Well,
would have
I
something
didn't.
like good.
You
Sorry, Tarek,
haven't
but I didn't
answered
get
a
to address the
single question
situation.
yet.
Okay,
Shut
Yeah.
so
up for a
here's another.
second,
See,
Chuck.
this is why. Hold on. Let me state
But
this real
listen,
quickly on that. This is exactly why I don't like having these conversations when I get somebody like Chuck or sometimes Cynthia, because Cynthia does have some points sometimes.
nobody likes
When they
Chuck.
start saying, hold on, when they start saying these lies, you have not answered any question yet. I just gave you an answer for Wizard's
I didn't
lie
get
that he
to.
just said. That he
Hold
came out
on,
on
though.
panel and said the thing about the military. I gave you proof from the website that he was actually lying about that or not
Speaking
informed.
of the military, I didn't get to address this. I was brought into the situation on Jack's show with El Perro getting angry because I
Just
said
not,
I had Jack's records. Now, I saw Jack's phone number written on the wall of a public bathroom, and I remember seeing military records on the wet floor of a public bathroom, and it said Jack on it. I think that might have been Jack's records that were strewn all over the floor, used as toilet paper.
well,
I
you
think
know
they were
what,
toilet paper.
Stephen, you're right, because that's exactly the way Tarek is treating Jack's military, imaginary, non-imaginary records here
I
online.
don't think
He's
anyone has
swiping.
Jack's records, but El Perro got immediately triggered and thought it was real. It was hilarious to me how gullible he was when I said I have his records right here, and he just exploded with rage. There's something in the panel verse, in the water of the panel verse, where people have lost their minds and sense of humor. They have no discernment. They're so gullible that as soon as somebody says I have his records right here, it's hilarious to me. Somebody said that I'm on this spectrum. I think you're all on the spectrum. I think you're all on the spectrum because
Okay.
I can make a joke like I have his records right here and people just get angry. The panel verse is hilarious to me because you're some of the most gullible people I've ever seen in my entire life.
Well, I
So I
agree
think
with
it's
you,
I have
hilarious.
another
Stephen.
question.
Hold
I
on
have
a
another
second.
question
Hold
that you
on.
can answer.
Hold on just a moment, please, because I want to
Okay,
address
sorry.
this. You are absolutely right, Stephen. And that's what we're
I know I'm
highlighting
right.
here.
I
We
know
are,
I'm right.
well, give me a moment. This is
Go ahead. Go ahead.
exactly this is exactly why I invited Tarek, because he's full of shit. And we all know that he's full of shit. So I do not believe any of it. I don't believe anything that comes out of that man's mouth. And that's what we are addressing. He's the one.
So
Wait, hold on
okay.
a second.
Okay.
He's the
Okay.
one
And then I
that
have a
is
question.
wanting to prove his point that he's correct when we all know that he's full of shit. So you're right.
Okay.
Is it my turn?
So you don't believe, Yolanda, that I
excited to
wiped
ask
my
you.
ass with Jack's military records then?
It's Margot.
You
Well,
don't.
I
Okay.
mean, if you want to, then go ahead and do that. But okay, but I want to make sure
Okay.
that the panel can go ahead and that others can have a moment to speak, because when we all
Well,
speak
it
at the
was
same
three
time,
ply. It
the
was
audience.
extra soft. It wasn't that bad. His records were not that bad.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Good
Go
to
ahead,
know.
Margo.
Eric, another time when this is a yes or no question. It's that simple. There was another time that you called me. Did you or did you not tell me that you were going to take Jack down?
Dun 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 dun.
Yes or no question.
No, you phrased it wrong.
No, he
Phrased it
said
the
he was
right
going to
way.
go
You
down.
phrased it
He
the
didn't
right
say
way,
take him
and
down.
I've been open about this with you. Even I told you that the other day. Told you exactly what it said.
I think
So
he meant
yeah.
he was going to
Didn't
go
talk
down on
No,
Jack,
no, no.
not
What?
take him down.
I'm gonna explain what I said, and
No,
I'm not
it's a
gonna.
yes or no question. Yes or no question.
Well, no, you phrased it wrong. Then if you phrase it wrong, I can't answer yes or no. See what I'm saying? See, like the little games you play will never fly with me. I'm too
Well,
advanced for you.
no, the question is, did you say that yes or no
No,
that you
that would be
were
a
going to
no
take
because you didn't
Jack
phrase it
down?
the right way. Would you like me to phrase it for you?
No, it's a yes or no question.
It's
Did
a
you?
no question. To your question, the way you phrase it, it's a no. But if I rephrase it, you'll see the difference, and then it will be a yes.
This makes
So if
no
you
sense.
would like me to rephrase it for you, I can rephrase you what I said because I haven't noted. Here's the thing, Margot. Not only I'm good with computers, I also have my own program. If you understand what that means, I mean everything I say goes in the program by itself and does it by itself. I just push one button, it does it by itself. It puts it in my own category, what I said, and everything else.
Can you
So
show
what I said,
Are you talking about
Can you
speech
show
to
proof of this? Can you show a receipt of
yeah,
what
I'm gonna
you
show.
did?
I'm gonna
It's
show
in
you
your
anything,
computer.
Cynthia. Good job.
Are
Computer.
you talking about speech to text, Tarek? Because that's
The
the
what?
only way that you can prove it.
I'm talking about what?
Are you talking about speech to text?
No, this is my own program. What are you talking about? No.
Well, that's the only way that you would be able to
No,
do
I know you.
what you claim.
No, you're speaking. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about speech to text, whatever's been said
That's
in
what
a
I called
certain
it.
way.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. I'm talking about. I made my
I'm
own program.
recording this right
Where,
now. I can prove
yeah,
what I've
I
said.
made my
This
own
is all being
program.
streamed.
I
Yeah,
have one
yeah.
more question. I have one more
But
question. Tarek?
can I know? Hold on. Can I
No, I'm going to
rephrase
ask one
it?
more question.
Okay,
And
so you don't want to rephrase it, so I can tell them exactly what was said. Go ahead.
one time when you called me, will you, in whatever words you'd like to say, explain to everyone that you did not want Jack to succeed? Will you?
Is
Now
it-
you can phrase it the way that you believe you said it.
I'm sorry. Say that again because you cut off at the end. I did not want Jack to do what?
You called me and
Mm-hmm.
implied in some way, I guess you're going to tell me in exact words, that you did not want Jack to succeed and you were going to do what you could do to make sure that he did not succeed.
No, that was me, Margot. I said that at one point.
Tarek,
No,
did you?
I actually did say something to that sort. Hold on. Back in the
I
days
said
when
that
I
on my
called
show.
Jack.
Well,
Yeah, back in
Stephen,
the.
I'm going to take over here for just a moment.
I'm telling on myself right now.
We know you've said it, Stephen, but okay, this has been going on for such a long time that you don't really know about what this little Tarek over here in this teeny tiny corner over here, what Tarek's been up to before you came around. And before you came around, Tarek was not white knighting for Jack Talcott. He was going to take Jack down. Okay, so this is you're witnessing the loop. It's done a 360. Okay,
This
and
is
it's
lore
moving
that
right
I
back.
don't know about then, right? This is
Yeah,
this is lore before
you
my
can
time.
see, but you know, King Stephen, that there's pattern recognition in everybody's behavior and there's storylines, and Tarek lies and loops and goes back around and around and around. Dude makes me dizzy.
I do remember there was a time
Have you all had sex with
I
Tarek?
remember that there
No,
was
he wishes. Actually, Stephen, sorry, Cynthia. Actually, Stephen, I think that's the main reason, and I could be wrong, but I think that's Tarek's main problem with me, because he did make a couple of passes at me in the past, and I politely declined. Okay. So I think that's where this all originally stems from.
I didn't know that
And
had gone on.
Yes, and I think that this is why Yolanda is a bitch. I think this is why Yolanda is a hoe, and so on and so on and so on. And then this is a stream to highlight these things, and for anybody that Tarek has issues with trying to posture and suck off other people's platforms and take on other people's identities. That's something that I see. So he even did it to you, Stephen. Okay, he did the same exact thing to you.
He didn't make a pass at me that I remember.
Oh no, he did in my chat tonight. He said that your voice was sexy. He absolutely did make a pass.
Who said his voice was sexy? What are you talking about?
What's going on here?
Hank said that?
I want to hear what Tarek said to me that one time, verbatim.
Okay.
No, I would like to reply. See, this is the Yolanda just did. What she asked me, Margot, which was a very important question. Before I answered it completely, she stopped me, and then she went to another couple things to make me look more bad, whatever. And then now I can reply back. So
No,
if
I
you,
didn't do it to make you look bad, Tarek. I just wanted
okay,
to say it because I
okay,
thought it
but
was
can
funny.
we at least let me finish? I agree with you, no problem. Maybe that was not your intention. Can we at least agree? If Margot asked me, or you asked me, anybody asked, let me just finish the rebuttal, and you can have the floor. This way, at least I can get my point across the right way. So
Okay,
to
you know
reply,
what? We're going to try something new here, you guys.
go ahead.
Give me just a second. Give me just a minute, okay?
There was a time that Tarek was offering to let Jack come and live with him. So he's kind of white knighted for Jack. Now, why he didn't follow through with that offer, only he can answer that. But there was a
What do you
time.
mean? I still offered through that offer. I even threw it like
Recently.
before he got kicked off his house. I told him he's
Recently.
welcome. I
I've
even
heard
paid
him
for
say
1
that.
month.
I've heard him
And
say
you know,
that on the show recently.
yeah,
So
I said
yeah,
I
that
told him
that
I'll
much
pay.
is true. That much is true. Cynthia said something true there. But Tarek, did you make a pass at Hank at some point, or did Hank make a gay pass at you?
No, he made a pass at you, Stephen. He's wanted us to let you up on the panel because he
Well,
wanted to hear your sexy voice.
What? I
Yolanda,
said
to be
that. Hold
fair,
on.
you've all made passes at me. So
No.
But hold on one
that
second.
doesn't surprise
I'm
me.
trying to, and I'm trying to
Okay.
clarify what Yolanda's
All right.
saying. Are you saying today in your chat I said get Steven up? He's got a sexy voice. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I put the comment up there.
Okay, put it up there again because I never said it. What are you talking about? That's not me unless it's a fake Tarek. That's not me. I never said that.
There's probably a fake Tarek. It might
I'm
be
sure
Yolanda pretending to
they
be you.
made someone
But
me to
listen,
say.
hold
I
on
mean,
a second, Tarek. Because
yeah.
Yolanda thinks I have a sexy voice, so maybe she created that account
Okay,
and
sure.
said
So
it
Tarek
herself.
is known to have 3 different accounts at least. 3 different
I have two
Tarek
accounts. 2 accounts that you know of.
I
It
know
might
I
have
know
I
been
want to
Hank.
hear what you said to me in this phone call.
Okay, well I can reply, but I haven't got a chance to
Is it
reply yet.
recorded? Was the phone call recorded?
Of course it was. He's a record keeper. He just said
See
he has
again,
his own program.
Cynthia, you're not letting me finish talking. That's not recorded because it will be against the law. You already know I know my shit. Don't claim things that I said. I never said it was
He has
recorded.
his own program that puts everything in. So yes, whether it be audio recorded, whether it be transcript
No,
recorded,
again, you're making a mistake.
Can we hear the
recorded.
audio if it's recorded?
It's your English. It's your mind. Your mind doesn't process.
No, again, you don't
Tarek,
understand what I'm saying to
you
you.
already said that you had it documented.
No,
Yes,
okay, so
that is
let me
correct.
When was
clarify.
this phone call?
Okay, hold on. Take a breather, everybody. Take a breather.
When was the phone call?
Why are we
I'm
arguing
not, oh,
with
I'm not
a
gonna say when
slow
it was.
person? Why are we
Okay.
arguing with a slow?
No, I
Like,
know, but
people
now, like, you're all just
overwork.
like,
It was 2.5
okay,
years ago.
People
Was
it
there
was not 2.5
flirting and
years ago.
heavy breathing?
y'all,
Was there
and
anything
that is
sexual
wrong.
going on? Or
Okay,
was
are we
it all
gonna get
business?
across a good point here today, or what's gonna happen?
Was it all
Before
business?
you go out there, Cynthia and others, and say,
Listen,
"Oh, you just
you
said,"
are
hold.
delusional. You
So
don't
now, okay, I'm gonna
understand.
stop talking. Go ahead. That's it. This is what
You
happened.
don't
That's why I can't have
understand
a talk with
English.
Cynthia. She can't have the
That's
back
why
and forth.
you try to overtalk me because I start speaking the truth and you don't like it.
There's
Whether
no
it was
truth. You're
audio
lying, but go ahead.
recorded, listen, whether it was audio recorded, whether it was transcripted, it was documented. That is a record of it. Your
Thank
English,
you.
your mind doesn't understand it. It
Thank
was
you.
recorded. It
Thank
was
you.
recorded.
Can I
But
reply, or are you
have
done?
to break stuff down like I have a 6-year-old granddaughter that can get shit faster than you.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you do, and I'm happy for you. Can I reply and rebuttal?
Will you
I
please
doubt
reply
it.
to me?
I know I can't. Here's the thing, Margot. As you see, when I have to speak to Cynthia or some other people when they keep interrupting and switching words, I can't go to you because I'm trying to get to you, and I have to keep rebuttaling their lie. Let me make sure I get this straight. What I said earlier is I have my own program. It does not mean it's attached to the phone, and anything I say or someone says automatically it takes it and transcribes it word by word and goes in my account. That's not what I said. That would also be illegal.
You
I
So,
just
have my
Eric,
own program. Hold
automatically
on.
take everything I say. Like you're
Should I let me
deflecting.
finish?
Please answer Margot's question. It doesn't matter what you say. I've already concluded you're
No,
slow.
you already put your
No, no, no.
own mind to it and your own twist. That's not
I don't.
what was said.
I'm not interested. It's my point, and you're not changing my mind.
Okay, so make your own lies. I'm just telling you again, that's not what was said.
I'm not interested. Can you please address Margot's question?
I will address Margot's question with respect after I let you know that's not how it works with computers. You have no idea how computers work.
So I have a degree in it. So Tarek, I want a clarifying question about your own program.
No,
Did you write it or did you buy it?
I have to reply to Mark. I'm not going to answer your question, Hank. This is why I don't like panels with 6 people on it. Yolanda, I don't know why you have 6 people on the panel. Not a good idea.
Hold on just a moment.
It's not great to even have you on the panel, to be honest, but okay.
Yeah, no problem, Hank. No problem. I'm just saying, it's not good to have a panel when I have to speak to 4 people at a time interrupting. That won't go anywhere since we're trying to get to some resolution.
So just to get rid of Cynthia's confusion, the program, did you make it yourself or did you buy it?
I'm not going to answer that question either.
Okay.
I know why you asked that question, Hank. I'm already ahead of you. I know why you asked it. Not going to happen.
Of course, you're super. You should know everything that's going to happen. You're literally God. I got it.
Never said I was God. I know what that leads. There's 2 options on this question, and one of them will be something else, and the other one will be different. Just ever go somewhere. It won't go that way. So, you done? Can I answer Margot's question?
Well, before you answer Margot's question, I think that this also highlights, Tarek, that if you were as genuine and not as disingenuous as you are, you wouldn't be having so many people approach you the way that they are.
Okay. So to reply to your question or your statement, actually, you don't think that people on panel today have been already taking my words out of context and making their own stuff up and saying what they want to say? That's not what I said, because I've rebutted at least 2 of them today or 3. That's not what I meant, and they still say that's what I meant. And I'm telling you again, that's not what I meant. No, you're still saying that's what I meant.
Okay, so how does
that work?
How does it feel, Tarek?
It feels good.
It feels good to you. Interesting, because it seems like it doesn't feel very good to you. Otherwise,
no, it feels normal.
That you have this many people approaching you. You were upset that you had 6 different people on the panel. You couldn't handle the heat. I took
That's
them
not
down.
true.
It is true, because you just told me that this is why you didn't want to really come up here, because there would be too many people up here to have a conversation. It's just you and I talking right now, right?
Yep.
So do you feel better now that it's just you and I talking?
Okay. Let me tell you how I feel.
Yeah.
What I feel is, I'm going to reply to you on that. I promise this will be a very respectful, because people think I can't have a normal conversation. You're all totally wrong. I can have a very respectful, no matter how many people are on the panel. The reason why I said that I can't kind of continue with this won't work, not because I can't handle the heat. Of course I can handle the heat. It's the fact is we're not going to have an open dialogue where we can get somewhere or a resolution or to a point, or maybe to get where your questions or anybody's questions. If I have 4 people attacking me, and every time I try to make a point, they're going to drop something else, and then we're offline on this point. Then we go to Cynthia, which is way nothing. I had to do that. So I have to stick with like one kind of point at a time so we can get somewhere. If they all start asking me, Tarek, how do you feel about you doing this on the panel? Do you feel great about yourself if you do this? Then we go to like Margot's question. They're all different questions. I'm trying to make sure if we're answering any questions today, they would be specific to the topic and actually at least important questions.
But I just asked you earlier, how does that make you feel? You just made a point to let us know that we were taking your words out of context, correct?
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's all. Nothing else.
That's what this stream is about, is you taking my words out of context. And it seems like there's these other guests that are here that have also had the same problem with you. So now this is my next question for you.
Sure.
Where are we going to either find resolve, or what are we going to do from here with this type of behavior? From all of us, not just you, from all of us.
Okay, no problem. Everybody's behavior, I think, has been semi-okay. Some people have been better than others. I think I've been very respectful and very cordial to everybody on the panel. I've been answering questions that I could answer very directly.
Well, let me
not playing
clarify.
around, not manipulating. Yeah.
Let me clarify. I'm not
Go
just
ahead.
talking about now. I'm talking in general with how we all interact on these panels with each other daily, not just tonight.
Yeah.
In general.
Yes, and where we can go from now. We haven't discussed anything yet. We only discussed a couple of questions, Yolanda. Just through my system alone that I already did analyze, I probably have like for you at least about 10 questions where you already kind of lied about me just the first time you put your video up, which was last night, and I can go through those. So for me to continue forward, and that I would have to address, like, why is Yolanda taking that position? Is she taking that position because she just doesn't like me, for example, which you're totally entitled to it, or is she taking that position because she just does not she does not want me to be on these YouTube channels? What is it that they're doing to manipulate and do all that? From my perspective, I know you don't think that, but from my perspective, I do. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of it. What's going on? That's all. I don't think, Yolanda, to be honest with you, I don't have a problem with you in terms of I don't hate you for sure. I don't dislike you even. I may dislike what you say sometimes, like I said, maybe the flip flopping from my perspective only. But even that's not going to get me where, okay, Yolanda, I'm going to sit and talk to you about stuff that's not important and take the time to analyze some things. It's not important for me. I got other things in my life I can do, and I'm sure you do as well. So I just get irritated sometimes when I see a lot of manipulation happen. And I just showed this a little bit today. And Yolanda, I want you to take one thing today. How you act today and how I act today, like say tomorrow or the day after, when I really analyze the whole thing, and I go to OTW and say, hey, OTW, I'm gonna pay you $100 just to let me have 2 hours nonstop, and you can be the moderator, and maybe have Yolanda on there as well if she can be on there, and let's take it from that perspective and see how it goes from your platform. I want them, to be honest with you, to both have the same kind of back and forth, and to be honest. You've been very respectful. You have not allowed anybody to, critique me in a bad way or say bad things, or you've been trying to moderate the best you can. I give you credit for that. But I still think you're still manipulating a little bit with the words and something I'm saying and taking sides. That's what I'm trying to get to. Why is Yolanda taking sides when she is not a stupid woman? She is intelligent and she can understand and decipher some of the stuff that's been said today. That's my question to you.
Okay, hold on a second, because there was a lot. You know how you felt yesterday when Cynthia and you were going back?
I agree. There was a lot. I agree. There was a loaded question.
Okay.
I'll stay.
So, I think what I don't like about the character that you portray online is that you're untrustworthy and that you're manipulative based on my experience with you. What you do with other people is your business and other people's business. All I can do is be an observer. But when it comes to you and I, you have been manipulating audiences and creating an image that is not true about me. Yeah, potentially I've been a bitch, 100%. I will 100% say that I have done that. But you bring this out of me because you twist my words around. And I'm going to bring up what you brought up yesterday on OTW stream about LCJC.
Sure, yeah, we can talk about that.
Okay. So what the truth was, Tarek, I was not going over there for clout, and I wasn't going over there to try to add numbers for my channel. I was invited over there. There was 2 streams with my name in the title, and that is why I was there. LCJC was very gracious to me, and she was very respectful to me, as I was to her. You twisted that around and manipulated that entire exchange because it was convenient for you to go and gossip on OTW's channel. And you brought up things about that I had said to Snafu Snaps. What I have to say to Snafu Snaps is on a public platform, but I have been engaging with Snafu Snaps an entire 1.5 years before you even came around. So what I had to say to him was that I did appreciate seeing his approach and LCJC's videos to show this entire bullshit and how it's all unfolded. Now you're a part of it, and you're creating these ripples to continue. To me, I am just dumbfounded with the nonsense that you bring up on these channels, and you say that you wreck us or you're going to destroy us. So I just want to, you mentioned yesterday that you like to debate, and you like to debate religion, right?
Yes.
Potentially philosophy.
Yep.
Okay. So Matthew 7, judge not that ye be not judged. For with judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. And with what measure you meet, it shall be measured to you again. So you, as a person who knows the Bible, knows all about Matthew 7, correct?
Yes, I know about Matthew 7, judgment and all
Okay.
that, and everything. Yeah, everybody's
So,
going to be judged the same way. Yeah.
okay, so now, here's the Quran. Indeed, Allah commands you to render trust to whom they are due, and when you judge between people, to judge with justice. Excellence is that which Allah instructs you. Indeed, Allah is ever hearing and seeing. Indeed, we have revealed to you, O Muhammad, the book is truth, so you may judge between the people by that which Allah has shown you, and do not be for the deceitful an advocate. O you who have delivered, let not a people ridicule another people. Perhaps they may be better than them, nor let women ridicule other women. Perhaps they may be better than them. And do not insult one another, and do not call each other by offensive nicknames. Wretched is the name of the disobedience after one's faith, and whoever does not repent, then it is those who are the wrongdoers.
Those were two really good verses, actually.
Yeah, it makes me, when I read those, I felt shameful.
No, it's fine. We're both human. People make mistakes. We'll say things sometimes in the context where they don't mean literally, but it's still wrong.
Exactly. People make mistakes.
Yep. That's totally fine. I understand that.
And when we correct ourselves, we learn from these lessons. I learned
course.
my lessons from you a long time ago that you were untrustworthy.
Which is
So
fine. I understand
I
that.
hope today, after this conversation, that you may change my mind.
I doubt it, but let me tell you why. Not that I don't want to change your mind. If I'm going to change your mind anyways, we'll definitely have to go like like you said, you just read two things, one from the Quran and one from the Bible about judging and how to treat people in respect and how to not use names and all that, and I totally respect that. But to go back, because you related that to pretty much what happened on Lena's, and you said, okay, maybe I took things out of context to manipulate and all that. That's your perception of it. I would like to ask you what was said at Lena's that I took out of context, because I would have to go into one at a time so we can clarify where the misunderstanding is so we can move forward. It's hard to move forward, I think, and you would agree on that, Yolanda, if you don't actually discuss the points that was misleading or manipulating so we can move forward. Because maybe I'm wrong. I'm not saying I'm perfect. And maybe one day you made a mistake of judging me a certain way based on my character on the internet. So I would like to go over some points. If you have those, I can go over the Lena situation and try to clarify for you what I said and why.
I don't really think that the audience is really that interested, but I could bring up one example.
Go ahead, yeah, anything. It doesn't have to be a long thing.
So I had mentioned, I used the example, we were speaking about Jack.
Yep.
And how we were confused about his behavior.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I brought up the idea that in alcoholism, when a person starts at a young age, it could potentially alter their mind state. And I used the example of a 15-year-old. I didn't say that that's when Jack said the age he started drinking, but I do remember Jack specifically mentioning that he started drinking at a very young age. So that's why I was using that as an example. It was all an example. I didn't state that that was the age that Jack was. And the interesting part is that LCJC understood what I meant and she agreed with me. So if you had a problem with me saying it, why didn't you also call out LCJC for agreeing with me?
Sure, that's actually fair. Why don't I call out LCG for you? So let me clarify that first, and I'll go back to your statement about the 15 to 50. The reason why I did not call out LCJC for that, because she has asked me respectfully, and we shook a deal on it. I gave her my word that I will not speak about her in any way, because one time I made a video about actually Snafu, and I was trying to expose Snafu for like an hour or 2 hours on OTW, and she was at the end, like in the like the clip, and I brought her name up, and she didn't like it. She said, "You got to cut that out," and just left us out of it as women. I said, "No problem. Next time, if that bothers you, I just won't mention your name. Period. I'll leave you out of it, or I'll have to clip it. This way, I can clip the whole video and leave you out of it. So when I come to discuss it, you're not in it. Period." So that would work either way. So I respected her wish, and that's why sometimes you see me quoting the channel or LCG. I won't say her name because she wants it there. And if I do say her name, it's because I'm trying to say she like Yolanda was on Lena's, not to talk about her. So that's why I didn't mention to her. Like if me and her can have a conversation today, if she comes on your channel, I would tell her also I don't disagree. I don't agree with her if she agreed with you what she did on that one. I just left it alone because I respected her wish. Now the other question you had is about the 15 and 50 stage. If you play that back, if you have that, and play it back, and you can just play back like 3-4 minutes. That's all you need from that part when you mentioned it. I can tell you why I did not like the way you put it together. I didn't say your intentions was to hurt Jack, or your intention was to make it look like, even though I thought you did imply it in some ways. Let me give you my better explanation. I thought you implied it in some way, the way you spoke about it back and forth with Lena, that Jack, because he drank for such a long time, that his brain is still like 15-year-old, and that's why he's like delusional kind of in a way and can't process some of these things, and that's why like he sees Jesus and going to the world to save the wars and all that. It's just delusional, and that's why he's at the state he's in. So if you pay that back, you will see, and everybody can see, that you kind of implied that very well. That's what you see, because you repeated it like 3 times, if I remember.
If that was my opinion, what is wrong with me bringing that up as a potential explanation as to what happens when a person has been drinking for such a long time in their life?
There's nothing wrong with your opinion.
I wasn't being spiteful, and just so you know, Tarek, I've had private conversations with Jack.
Sure, I'm sure you did.
Okay, and I am not a spiteful, bitter person, but I have received that type of behavior from Jack. So I can see why his former coworkers and someone like Margot, what they're trying to highlight, just like with you, how easily somebody can turn and twist other people's words around when they care about a person, when it's convenient for them to turn themselves into a victim, which is what you have shown here tonight as well. There's times when you've created yourself into a victim. I'm not a victim on here at all. I appreciate you trying to hold me accountable for something that I said, but I think that I gave you the clarification. And I'm going to highlight this again, Tarek. I think that you have gotten yourself so invested, you're so deep in all of this shit, that you're making situations worse. You don't make them better because of your lies.
Okay, so you say lies. Everything you said was pretty much like on point from your perspective. I respect that. You're entitled for your opinion. There's nothing wrong with it. But when I see your opinion sometimes say repeatedly, for example, on certain channels or Lena's or anybody, it doesn't matter, aligning with the fact that you're kind of like
even though, like you said, you called Jack and maybe had some conversation that means you care. I'm not saying you don't. I just feel sometimes that if that was the case and you care, you would be fair. You would say like I would say like me. I thought the reason why you think, for example, some people may say, "Oh, he's white knighting for Jack," and like people in the chat, and you agree with them right away when they say it, and you say, "Hey, Tarek, all these people are saying these things against you. Why can't you understand that maybe something's wrong?" No, all these people like Red 40 and Lex and all the people from Paul's from 2 years ago just don't like me, and they're under regular accounts. And if we go on panel, I don't even know who they are. They could be all Snafu or Randy, who knows? So for you to take that as a valid merit point or take their side on that, that means you're blindly. I'm not saying you are. From my perspective, I see it as a blind side for you taking their side without no clarification. So to
But
clarify,
Tarek,
you have to ask me.
well, but Tarek, what I showed last night in the stream that I reviewed, which was
Yeah,
yesterday on OTW, the
sure.
very first comment that I came in with yesterday, I was laughing at something that Red 40 said. It was funny. It was
Okay, there's
nothing
not.
personal.
I'm
It
glad
was
you laughed.
funny. And you spurred on me for a half an hour. For
No,
half
there's a
an hour.
reason.
And you were upset with me. You were upset with Cynthia. You started getting me and Bex and Cynthia confused as into one person. You were all over the place.
No, I didn't get you confused with anybody. I got I did it intentionally when I said Lindsay and then Cynthia because I knew it would get her mad right away, and it did. That was a tactic. But regardless if you believe that's a tactic or not, I never got you at all confused with Cynthia because I know you're totally different from Cynthia. Now you did I'm sorry, you did do your video last night. I already analyzed almost all of it. So I have probably, I don't know, 10 pages already. I have so many things I'm going to ask you, but this won't be today because it'll take so long for me to ask you each question and to show you
I agree.
that,
I
yeah,
agree.
it would
And
just be a long time.
right. But I just want to highlight something that Margot has said. What Yolanda
Sure, yeah.
said regarding alcoholism is a research-based conclusion. Yolanda said nothing like what Tarek tattled to Jack. Tarek's
Okay,
intention when talking to Jack was to make Yolanda look bad. And that's
okay. And
exactly what
you
he did.
believe that?
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
So let me ask you,
I
because you
saw
see,
it for
that's what I'm
myself.
saying.
So yes,
Go
I
ahead.
agree with that
Yeah.
statement.
Okay. So this is where I sometimes say, okay, Yolanda is not stupid. I always said that to you. I don't think you're stupid. I think you're a bright woman. I think you have your uh, venues where you're good at, especially when you're calm and you don't get out of any emotions for the most part, and you're able to create a conversation and do all that. So I know you're not stupid. It's just for you to make that video yesterday to bring up the songs and to put the things in between. It takes time, takes organization, taking some computer skills, and to also monologue in between to make some points, and also to refer back, for example, to Paul when you said earlier that when he was on Paul, he's trying to carry the character and all that. For you to remember all these things, you have to be uh, aware of these things. So for you to do that, you're not a person that doesn't understand these things. You do. But when you align with Margaret right away on the statement, all I said to you was based on your comment. Which if you don't want to replay it, we don't have to. But I'm going to replay it on somebody else and make sure I address it exactly how it says, so you can understand my point. You
Well,
referred it as.
I appreciate that. I mean, because obviously you don't trust me to be able to handle this conversation. You need someone you can trust to moderate a conversation that has absolutely nothing to do with them, but that's okay.
No, that's not true though.
You
I'm
have
sorry.
my
That's not true.
undivided attention right now, and it's still not good enough for you because you need
No,
to
that's not true. That's not true at all.
because you need to posture with your other panels
Okay.
of individuals to help back you up so that they can support you in your narrative. You and I can
Okay.
sit here and do this back and forth all night, and it seems to
I
me like we're
understand
not
that.
going to see eye to eye, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. We can agree
Yeah, it's
to
fine. It's
disagree.
fine.
So
No, it's fine.
I'm going to allow everybody else back up.
Here, yeah, it's fine. It's totally fine. Anybody can come up and ask questions. I have no problem with it. But only
But
before
I
you,
want,
if you're, go ahead.
and I'm trying. Hold on just a moment.
Yeah, I asked a question. Why today did you say that you'd rather talk to Yolanda in OTW?
Why today? What now? What was the question?
So why on this panel today you said you'd rather talk to Yolanda on OTW than on this
Thank you.
panel?
That's what I heard
Oh,
too. Thank
okay.
you,
So
sir.
you're referring to what I said earlier that I was going to bring up the video on OTW and why not today? Is that what you're referring to?
No, I said you said that you'd rather talk to Yolanda on OTW's panel than over here.
No,
That
no, I
happened.
can do. Okay, so I'm gonna explain to you why. Just like Yolanda answered the question right now, and she said that the reason why I want to go on OTW because I want to posture and have somebody back me up. But again, she said those 2 points, one other point on there, and she twisted it in her own way, just my perception, to not allow me to say the truth that I was saying about it. The truth that I was saying about why I would go to OTW is not because I need anybody to posture or agree with me. No, I can have it right here. But when
Okay.
I go to okay, the reason why I want to go to ETW because I have all the clips. I have everything in order. In order. I have almost like 30 things I can ask
In
you.
the future,
You can't
if
do
you
them on your
wanted,
channel because you're not going to be in order. They're not going to be. It's going to be a lot of work for you. It's not you can't handle it. It's just going to be a lot of work for you. If you're up to 2 or 3 hours paneling, it's going to take about 2 hours
I
to
don't
do it.
even think that OTW really gives two shits about any of this. But moving on for just a moment, I'm going to
Yeah,
do a side
that's
note
why
here.
it's not about
Okay.
OTW. Yeah,
So give me just a minute here. I know
sure.
that I have kind of an idea of where this comment is coming from. I wouldn't be surprised where this account would be coming from, or I have a pretty good guess. But see, this is what's really frustrating to me, because I can't come on here and I can't be calm. I can't come up here and be upset. I can't come up here and be kind without any type of pushback or somebody that wants to twist the things around for their narrative. So even though I'm being calm and being polite, I'm being passive aggressive, and I'm being a liar, and I'm being absolutely rude. Well, I already
And who
know
said
that
who said that?
somebody by the name of Jash Butter, but I already know that that's a sock account, and I know it's somebody that's trying to trigger me. But I highlighted that because this is part of the problem, right? This is part of the problem with online. People want to make others upset and to potentially react to it in a way that is beneficial to them, which is I'm not. You got what you got from me.
Yeah, I don't agree with that comment fully at all. I don't think you're rude. You can be very respectful at times. For the most time, actually, you can. Sometimes you may not be, but we're all human. And liar, that's what I'm trying to get to you. I get from you to understand you more. Is it something you're doing without being conscious of it, or something you're doing with being conscious, maybe not understanding fully my point of view? So at the lying part, I can't say you're lying like that. It could be a misunderstanding, so I can't allow or claim that as well.
You're a really poor communicator, Tarek. You're just really poor at communicating.
Thank you.
Where did I hold on? Where did I poor communicate for you? Just let me know real quick.
The whole conversation.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
asking. Hold on. See, I'm asking Hank, and I'll
she's
come to you. I
right. The whole
promise.
conversation is with your nonsense. You dodge the point. You go into trivia.
I dodged the points. See, that's what I'm
Yes,
saying.
you
How?
go into trivia. You just don't
Okay,
answer,
go
and
ahead.
you just refuse direct questions because you're trying to keep something
What
secret.
questions did I
Like
refuse? What
for
questions? You talk
so
about
I asked you
Margot?
what software, if the software you're using to organize the information, did you buy
Mm-hmm.
it or did you make it? And you said no,
Okay,
I
and
couldn't tell you.
okay, I got you. You understand why I refused to answer the question?
No.
Yes,
You do understand why?
yeah, I do.
Okay, if you understand why and you're thinking like me, I'm just taking it like hypothetically and just taking it the way you're thinking. If you do, then you would understand totally why I will not answer that question. So for you to claim that I'm not being clear with you and answer your question, that will be actually claiming that you're not being aware of what's going on.
I think Hank's being passive aggressive here,
Hmm.
and I actually think that Hank might be insinuating that Tarek's retarded.
Yolanda, you brought up something, and Tarek just admitted he does stuff to trigger me. This is a man that isn't a person in good faith, and he's not.
He
gonna
does, but you
do
do as
that.
well. You try to trigger me, and you try to trigger Tarek.
He's not a man that acts in good faith. He's a double talker. And I conclude that it's because English is his second language. He doesn't know how to process stuff. I suspect he's on some form of spectrum of somewhere what
You
that
say
is.
everybody's on the spectrum, though. You say it as an
The
insult.
way he
You're
acts
trying to
is
insult
kind of
people with that.
evident. The way he
You're trying
acts
to
is
insult
evident.
people by saying they're on the spectrum.
I
No,
believe
I'm
that Tarek
understanding
Not
who
Tarek
nice.
you
also
are.
believes that he's more intelligent than everyone.
I'm trying to
Almost.
understand who he is. Like, Yolanda, I love how you're so patient and calm with him because he's not a good person, in my opinion. He sat up here and stated things about me, and I'm only speaking for myself, that demonstrates how he's not a good person. And I love how you're so good with him. I love how you think that he can change your mind.
You're
And
glazing her right now.
and I think that that's a good quality to have. Unfortunately, I don't have that opinion of him. I think he's trash, and I think he should be thrown out. I think he's a poor excuse of a human being. I think he's a poor excuse of a man, and I think he's dead inside.
You say that about everybody, though. To be fair,
There's
you
a
really
lot
do.
of dead. There's a lot of dead inside
Everybody except for
on
Flow
this
State, you say
internet.
the same thing.
No,
Say
I
the
don't
same
say that
thing.
about me. And
No,
that
I
women
love it.
glaze each other, titillating.
But I hardly think that anybody on this panel is in any position to do the gotcha moment. Everybody on this panel has had
Gotcha.
something ruthless to say to one another. There's, at this point, we're all adults here,
Well,
right?
who's to say that I'm not even here for a gotcha moment? So I don't
But you just
I
did
don't
it,
get that.
Stephen. You just did it.
What do you mean I just did it?
You just tried to point out what Cynthia is doing, what she says. She said it to you. You know,
That's not a gotcha moment. That's just speaking the truth. It's just
but you do this daily on your channel to other people.
do what daily? What do you mean?
She's speaking about maybe if I read her mind. I'm
I
not
get
speaking for her.
commentary on live streams, or what are you
Yes,
talking about?
commentary or
What
making
do
fun
you
of
do
people, like
daily?
how you like expose them in some ways when they're not being truthful and stuff
It's
like
not a
that. That you
gotcha
got.
moment. A gotcha
Yeah,
moment
I
is setting
understand.
somebody up for something. It's
Yes,
like going
exactly.
into an interview and pretending that you're in good faith and trying for these gotcha moments. You're misusing the term gotcha moment. Like I'm not
Of course.
I'm not here for any gotcha moment at all.
And why are
Now,
you here?
Well, you said I was here for comic relief. You brought me in that way with your introduction.
I asked you
But
why
I'm
you were here.
and I'm saying why I'm here. I'm here for conversation. I'm here with an open mind and an open heart.
And a
That's a
sexy
good
voice.
one. You're the best.
And a sexy
jester.
voice, yes. A sexy
You're the best
voice.
jester, King Stephen. That's a good one.
I'm here with a sexy voice, and I'm sorry, Hank, I just don't swing that way, the way that you are wired. And if that's your issue with me, I'm not sure. But
Oh,
you said something on my show months ago
well, I like
that
girls.
you couldn't. Hold on a second, Hank. Don't interrupt. You said something on my show months ago saying that you couldn't get women because you're black. You said you're not white like me. You said all these different things. Hank, I don't trust you at all because you flip-flop all over the place. And I don't think it's because you're on the spectrum. I think that's an excuse. I think you're just
I'm
a
a
liar. I think
Damon,
you're a dishonest
Stephen. I'm a
person.
Damon. I'm a lizard Damon.
Yeah,
Yolanda,
whatever.
Yolanda,
Yes.
is Tarek going to tell me what he said to me in that phone call that he made for me?
He's in love with you. That's what I think. I think Tarek's in love with you.
with who? Margot?
Yeah.
Not in love with anybody. Respect to all the people on the panel. But I can answer the question. I think she was referring back to the statement, what was said in terms of the. Did I say I want Jack? How'd you word it? Off the internet, or what? What did you? How did you word it?
Well, I said you wanted to take him down, but you were going to tell me how you implied that you wanted to destroy him or take him down or take down his channel. How did you phrase it?
Yeah, what I said that day, and I was talking to you privately, and this is depending on when Jack was, to me, out of line in terms of a lot of things he was doing. When he was getting in fights with Paul, literally almost every other stream, and things in that nature. I thought like Jack was really just not able to actually like prove his point. He was like, one day he'll, I'll give you an example. A couple of times he'll get some
No,
people
what
new
did
to the
you
panel.
say? What did you say?
Yeah, I'm getting there. Because
can you just
there's a
say it?
reason. Hold
Yeah,
on.
Derek,
There's a
just
reason
be
why I'm
straightforward.
trying to
Did you say
explain
it
the
or not?
story for you.
Broken.
I'm not
Okay.
trying for a gotcha moment here. I'm just trying
No,
to
I know, but here's
let's move this along here.
Margot keeps
Did you say
interrupting
you wanted to
because
take down Jack, or did you
no,
say you
I
wanted
did
to go
not say
down on
no,
Jack?
I did not say it like that at all. Well, that's
Okay.
why I was trying to give you a little background so you can understand the storyline before I say
Did
what I
I
said.
did I get to tell Jack the background when you went up on his channel and said this is what Margot said?
Did what?
Did I get to tell Jack the background when you went on his channel yesterday and said Margot asked me for your military records?
Yes, you could have won. I said, "Where's Margot?" in the chat, and I even asked, "Where's Margot?" If you were there, you would have been allowed to rebuttal. That's a fact. And I even said, "Where are you, Margot?" You have to defend your position on
But
this
you
one.
brought it up the other day, and this occurred years ago, right? So, like, what was
Yeah.
the
No,
point of
it did not occur years ago. This is another lie. I have the exact screenshot. Okay, one day I'll
Your
bring it up, but it did
screenshot
not.
means nothing. I know where I
No,
was, and it was not in
hold on.
Arizona.
See, this is where I can prove like she lies. Margot lies so much it's unreal, and that's why sometimes I feel like if Yolanda just automatically agrees with her, she's doing it blindly because she just wants
You
to go
can't
against
prove
me.
it, Tarek. You can't
Well,
prove
let
it.
me tell you how I can prove it. When you take a phone call and go under the information right after the phone call, it tells you exactly the time, how long, in seconds, and everything else. I have a screenshot exactly of that phone call with Margot Davey on it and everything else. It says exactly
Tarek,
how long we talked and when it was. So stop lying.
you have been calling me over
Calling
a
you?
you have been calling me over a period, not
Hold.
recently,
Okay,
but
hold on a
you
second.
called me
Let's
more than once.
hold on. Let's because see how you word things, Margot, and you can never win that argument because I'm way ahead of you. How many times did I call you in the whole time I known you, entire time on the internet, 2 years?
More than once.
No,
Okay, give me a minute here. I can already. I'm tired, and I have to get ready for my evening in preparation for tomorrow. But
you what?
I'm
Just
tired.
type down. We're tired of loopy.
Yeah, I'm tired
Inspector
of
No,
Tarek.
it's not loopy. This is why you
It
can't
is
get
no
anywhere.
Tarek. No Tarek.
Yeah.
It's looping, dude.
Okay,
It's totally
how is it looping?
Hang
I'm just
on.
asking a question. How is it looping when she just asked me a question? I said, tell me right now on record how many times I've called you the whole time I known you on the internet.
Tarek, you're
When she's implying
deflecting.
I called her more than that, and she said,
Tarek.
well, it's more than once. Why don't you tell me the exact
It,
number? It's
it's
twice.
the same question you
No,
dodged
it's
an
not.
hour ago.
No,
It is.
Hank,
Inspector
Thank you.
Hank,
Tarek.
you're stupid. You're not here, dude. You don't know what.
But
Yes,
yes,
I am. They can
Tarek,
see me, idiots.
Tarek, it is exactly the same question. And Stephen even asked you the same question that I did. And you're looping. And I'm tired and I don't want to do it anymore. So if you want to go to OTWs and get the 3 hours from him to do your however many pages of information that you want to ask
10.
these questions,
10
10
pages.
pages, then please, by all means, go.
3 hours?
He wants 3 hours. It's 3 hours worth of information. And
Oh,
Figure we can edit it down. We can get it down to 3 minutes based on content.
Yes, because apparently I don't know if maybe this is how I'm interpreting it. I do not have the skills to go through the clips that he has set up. So that's why I mentioned the posturing and him wanting an audience, because this doesn't have the audience that he wants. So
is OTW going to listen to this for 3 hours? The
I
guy
hope
only
he
has like
doesn't.
3 teeth.
No.
I hope he doesn't. I feel sorry for the audience tomorrow if he chooses to play any of it.
No,
To be
Red Force is going
honest.
to pay some money to pull Tarek down because he's boring. He's
And
happened
he
before.
still hasn't answered my question.
And he's not
You all
supposed to play
phone each
Trivial
other, though.
Pursuits
You
avoid
all
answering
call
the
each
You
question.
have not answered the question. You just
You
lied
called me
again,
more than
Margot.
once.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, how much? Hold on. How many times did I call you more than once? Stop lying. I called you twice. I'll answer the question for
That's
you.
more than
I
once,
called
Eric.
this lady
Were any of these
twice
booty
in my
calls?
entire life. So
Which is
stop
more
saying
than
more than
once, like I
once,
said.
More than
implying. No. You're implying it's more than once. That means, and people said you want them to think that I called you more than 5, 10 times. Twice. Stop
Do you
saying
like
that.
it when
You're
people
lying.
Which is more than once, so I'm
And you
telling
called
the
me
truth.
once, right, Margot? One of the phone calls you called me. I didn't call you. Just
Were
make sure we
any of
got
the
that on
calls
record.
booty calls? That's what the audience
So
wants to know.
Tarek,
No, no.
what did you tell me in this one of the phone calls that you
Are you
made
gonna
to me?
stop lying so I'll answer your question?
Was there any moaning involved?
There's no money involved because
Was
Margot
he
claims
breathing
that there was
heavy,
2 phone
Heavy
calls.
breathing?
Holy
Was he
cow, you can't get
breathing
anything,
heavy
Ruster.
on
This is a
Go
crazy
ahead.
moment.
Did he
Go ahead.
No,
FaceTime you without his shirt on?
Let's hear it,
no.
Tarek. What did you say?
Okay, so I'm gonna answer your question, but please stop manipulating and lying. This is why I'm not gonna let this go if you
When are
keep
you
doing
going to
that.
answer
Margot.
the
That's
question
what
is the
you
real
do.
question.
All right. The question I already answered, kind of. I said to you the reason why at that time I thought Jack should be off the internet. And I said, yes, I would like Jack to be off the internet, period, based on 6 months I saw where he's being irrational. And that's what I said. I wish I'll do anything to get him off the internet. I said it. And it's not the first time I said it to you. I said it on a different panel to your face and on panel on record. So for you to repeat it again doesn't go anywhere. I already said that to you on record.
You
What's
know,
the
there's a
big deal
very
about
easy
this, though?
way
I'm
to
trying
get
to
him
I
off the
rest
understand.
internet.
my case, Yolanda.
Yeah, there's a
Keep
very
resting.
easy way to
Keep
get Jack off the
resting.
internet. You just hit that
You're
red
gonna need
X,
some.
then he
You're gonna
disappears.
need a lot of rest soon. Don't worry.
You hit that red X,
You
and Jack
said that you want
disappears.
Jack
That's
off the internet, right?
that's correct.
Long time ago, I said it. Yes, that's when he was
I
going
said
through a
that.
lot of fighting with Paul and everybody else. And then, like when somebody new on the panel comes, he just throws everybody off panel and agrees with them and things in that nature. But if I give you the clip when
But
I
he
said
brought
it.
it up
you know,
yesterday on Jack's
I
channel.
I brought
I've
it
said it about
yesterday,
Hank.
Margot, for a reason. Try to understand why. Because I told you, you and Charles and everybody are laughing at Jack. You can keep laugh now, but you're not going to laugh in the future. I promise.
Yeah, and you deepers like yourself, along with Tommy, Officer Snaps, think they just own everyone else's panel time because
And
you can't maintain your
what
own.
business is our business of yours, Tarek?
What business is our business of yours?
Yes.
See, Margot, you keep asking these questions. This is a public platform. You put yourself on a public platform.
I'm
Anything you say is
talking
public.
about my friends in Spokane, Washington.
Who are you talking about, Jack?
No,
Who? Charles? Your clique? The conspiring clique?
What's
Is
all
that
the
what we're talking
pages?
about?
I hear all these like sounds of somebody
Oh
flipping
yeah,
through a phone book.
there's pages, dude. That's
What is,
okay. There's pages.
Derek
but I
has the
hear page
documents.
That's
flipping.
his
Derek has the
state-of-the-art
documents.
technical system.
Yeah, I know. Keep laughing. It's funny. Yeah, you'll see. You'll see when I bring something to Charles. Not now, maybe in a week. We'll see how he's gonna feel about it on Jack's panel when
you've
I
been
bring it up to
saying
his
stuff
attention.
like that for
Yeah,
years,
didn't I
Tarek.
just drop the thing about you that I had in my info for that long and never dropped it? There's a reason why I never dropped it.
It means
I'm not
nothing.
like you. I'm not emotional.
It means nothing.
It means nothing to you because you don't care about nothing.
Or
No,
anyone else.
really, Tarek.
Jack laughed when you said it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
none
care.
of this. All of this is nothing.
This is all a delusion in his mind.
Well, not only is it a delusion, it's just all a distraction and it's entertainment when it's on this public platform, right? What he decides to do personally with Jack is his business. When he comes up here, it's nothing. It's just a bunch of word salad.
Do
And
you
that's
think that Tarek might be just flipping through a Penthouse or Playboy or something, and that's what the sound is? I don't know. Like I'm trying to understand the flipping pages.
Probably a
He's putting
playgirl.
pictures- He's putting Margot's head on the pictures.
Are they sticking together, Tarek, or what is that sound? It's like
No, these are pages of some stuff, some info, but I'm not gonna go through that. But like for example, today, for example, Miss Yolanda misquoted some things that she always does. She said, for example, okay, let me speak. She said, for example,
is your favorite catchphrase.
no, that's
Go
on
ahead.
record. On record.
Other one.
Margot, that's on record. That's on the recording.
Oh, okay.
For
Let's do the
example.
receipts. Come on, Derek, give me the receipts.
So
the receipt. Oh God. It's in your own video from last night. It's on record. What are you talking about? You said it was inconsequential.
Hypothetically.
You said this was inconsequential to you, and you misused the word.
Okay, then
Inconsequential means it's not important, not significant. And in other ways, to the contrary, it is significant and important because you had a 2-hour stream about it. Use the word right. That's something in the right context.
I liked how Tarek deflects. It's so sloppy. It's
Go ahead.
stylish.
Ask me the question. I'm gonna stop talking unless you have questions. Go ahead.
You don't answer questions.
No, just
Oh, I didn't just answer your question
so
about
much.
Jack. I didn't answer and said yes. I did say I want him off the internet. Do you want to keep lying, Margot? Is that what you
What am
like
I
to do every day?
Oh,
Eric, do you
You just
think that
lied right now.
women,
Say I don't answer questions. I answered your question. I said I
Eric,
did
do
say
you
that.
think that women who support the Nazi movement are beautiful?
This is the retardation I'm dealing with. What does the Nazi movement have to do with anything and what
I'm
women
just
they are?
curious. I'm just curious. Do you think that women who support the Nazi movement are beautiful?
How could they be beautiful if they're supporting a Nazi movement that the Nazi movement actually
You said that
slaughtered
Mad
Jews?
Mystic was beautiful, and I was
You
just
mean in the
wondering.
1930s and up until 40? I'd say yes.
She
I would say
supports the
yes.
Nazi movement, so yes.
I would say,
Yeah.
yeah, they were beautiful. Yeah.
And by the way, this is all inconsequential.
This is all documented on records.
yes.
No, no,
Tarek
no. I'm
apparently.
asking for a
Well,
video. How about
I've
the
been using my speech to text the whole time.
I'm just learning
setting up
this. I
for a
didn't
video.
realize
I'm glad.
I'm about to
Tarek
drop
is
a
the
film.
Panelverse stenographer, right? Is that what's going on?
Yes. Yes.
He's documenting everything that I'm saying right now.
But we don't know if he created it or if he purchased it. We can't know that.
But don't
There's a-
stenographers
Lord
use computers?
have
Why are
mercy.
we hearing pages flip with his
Yeah,
words?
that's what I was wondering. Where's
10
the
pages.
typewriter?
10 pages.
Oh,
No,
my
they're
No,
God.
not.
there's way more than 10 pages, but I'll just keep it low enough.
Which page am I on?
Steven, you're not on any pages
Where am
because
I?
you're not.
Where are you? Dude, where's the highlights of King Stephen? You should have me written down
King
in there
Stephen, if he
somewhere.
told you, he would have to kill you.
Oh God, stop with the stupid talk. No, these things that you have to talk about pages, these are for just records in terms of a lot of things that have been said that aren't true, and also like timestamps and everything else, and a lot of information that needs to be on.
The other
Where's the
day,
juicy
According to
gossip?
the
Tarek.
other day you made a comment to me. Oh, there's Cynthia. She keeps her books of records, and it's actually
Thank
something
you. I
you
was
do.
just going to say
And
that.
I pointed that
Yes.
out. That
Pull yours out, Cynthia. Where are
bad about
yours?
somebody, whenever you talk bad about somebody, you're really mentioning what you see in yourself. And
Thank
this is
you.
another example of that.
Okay, do you want me to
hey,
answer and tell you? Go
give
ahead.
me just a moment. Okay.
Yeah, sure. No.
I need to take a break here. I need to go and let out my dogs to go to the bathroom. You guys have the floor.
I'll
And I
keep
will
it
be back.
together.
Okay, Stephen. Thank you. I appreciate that. You guys.
You're welcome.
I'm
You're
gonna
welcome.
go document all my lies. I'm out. You guys all have a great night, okay?
Have a good
All right,
night.
Good night,
Margaret,
Margot.
take it easy. Your lives have been
care.
documented. Don't worry.
Okay, so maybe you guys can do final thoughts. Okay,
No
for
problem.
the next
Okay.
5 or 10 minutes. Okay.
No problem. Thank you. So Cynthia, you just said something about me earlier. What was it you said? That I said, oh, I have pages of stuff records. I have been on record and told you I have files on certain people. So what was I lying about? I wasn't lying about that.
But you also made fun of me for having a book, and you do the exact same thing.
No, let me show you the difference. The difference between me,
No,
you, and I.
there's not a question. That wasn't a response. You don't need to explain yourself. I'm not
All right,
interested.
no big deal. I got you. No problem. Tomorrow I'll explain it really good. All right.
Oh, okay. I have a question. So I have evidence that you have a file on me because you helped Officer Snaps call my church. So I'm going to ask you directly if you have a file on me.
I do.
I'm not going to answer that question, Hank.
I do, Hank. I have a file on you, Hank. I started keeping one a few months ago.
Yeah, why are you worried if I have a file on you? You can have a file on me. What, do you see me crying or something? You can have 10 files on me. I'm not worried about anything.
No, I just have hard evidence that you do have a file on me because you admitted that you helped Officer Snaps call my church in OTW. Now you say you can't say it if you do.
See the manipulation, King Stephen? Just because I didn't say that I have a file on him, just because I gave Snafu the information about all his the people that work at the church he's at, that means I already have a file on him. No, it does not mean that. It means if I wanted the information to be given to Snafu and I gave it to him, it's just because I wanted to give it to him because I know the information. It does not mean I have a file on you. Get it straight.
Oh yeah, it does mean that you have a file on me because you had to hand it over to Officer Snaps.
No, I could have had it in the text and just saved just the church because I wanted to prove to you that I can get your information if I wanted it, and I just gave it to them just to show you that it's that easy.
And where's text stored?
Where's what?
Where is text stored? Where do you store text? On your computer, where do you store it?
The
Oh, now
optics
you
are
ask me where I
black.
store my text. Isn't that a little personal?
You store it in files, Tarek.
No, it could have been stored on a text on the phone. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and text on the phone's also stored in files.
You
Hey,
can store a text in a text form on a regular phone under a certain name. What
What
are
are
you
you arguing
talking
about text for? Hank, listen, I have a file on you, Hank, and I have a picture of you in a church with a big afro. I don't know if you knew that, but you have your hat off and you had not gotten a haircut in many weeks. You had a
he's
big
got one on
afro.
me too. He's got me on a cockroach body.
I have a file of Yolanda. I have nude pictures of her.
Oh,
I've seen her
dear.
titties. Yeah, I've seen her titties, and I'll
That's
say no more.
That's just wrong and
True
disrespectful.
story. Oh, it's not that disrespectful.
Well,
I-
it is though.
You wouldn't mind if I saw them. Just be honest.
I would.
Okay, okay.
I love Tarek's Glomar responses. They're so
Yolanda.
sloppy.
Let me ask this question really quick.
Sure.
Tranny Chief White Knight Slapaho of the Kikawanabe tribe.
His name is disrespectful. That's disrespectful.
It's El Perro.
Okay, I know. So Tarek, the logic about slaughtering a certain class of people, like you said yesterday, then how is it certain Muslims push for the death of other certain classes of people? Just curious. Remember when you brought that up yesterday about
What
slander?
class of people?
Tarek was upset yesterday on OTWs, and he got upset. He was so upset with Cynthia and myself that he mentioned that in the Muslim see, I don't even know if I really want to even go there, but that we would get our heads cut off for slander,
Oh wow, really? I
lies.
didn't know that.
for lying on people.
Wow.
So
You get decapitated in the Muslim faith for that?
that they would execute us.
Wow.
Oops, did I mute
Would
him?
they grape
I'm
you
sorry,
first, or
Tarek.
would it just be execution?
Oh no,
Would there
he's
be any?
muted himself.
I think it's Takeda. No, he can't. Well, Muslims are allowed to lie. It's Takeda.
Because I
That's what
thought
they
that was a really interesting. Can't unmute your guest because
See, when he said class of people, I was thinking of the classes like you're all peasants to me. I'm a king, and I just view everyone as peasants. But Tarek, did you really say that you would decapitate them?
he didn't say himself. He said
Oh,
that
okay.
we were over in another.
Oh, okay. If
Yolanda.
you were.
Yes, Cynthia.
Did you get what did you get what you wanted out of this stream tonight?
Yeah, I did.
Me too. I
did.
Good, Stephen. I'm glad you
Yeah, I
did.
did as well.
Wait, Hank, you didn't get anything out of this, did you? You don't even know what happened.
Yes, he does.
No, King
You-
Steven's right. I have no idea what happened, and he doesn't know down my freaking list with Damien, even though I said so.
Do you
Yeah, he's
understand
right.
what went on here tonight, Hank? Do you understand?
Yeah, Inspector Tarek looped like he always does.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
yes. Good job, Hank. So to rebuttal what Yolanda just said, she manipulated the whole thing about the, what the guy said in the chat. You just said right now and lied and said, I said that people like that should be all executed and hung, and like people like you, whatever. That's not what I said. I have said
What
it in
did you
the. I'm going to tell you what I said.
Correct me. Yeah, correct me.
Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you what I said, and I'm shocked that you forgot what I said from last night when it's very clear. I said, and I said it to Snafu not yesterday. I said it 2 days ago, and in a private text to him. The same thing I said.
Did
That's
you
just
say
not
you
like I
hate
was
all
mad.
Jews and
No,
gays?
I don't know
No.
anything about that, Tarek. I'm talking about what you did yesterday on OTW's.
Yes, that
I
was
don't know what
yesterday.
you're
So let me explain to you, since you forgot it, whatever, and twisted it and manipulated like you always do. This is why I get on you. I said, with Snafu's lies, all the lies with no proof.
Give me a second. I just said that if I'm wrong, please correct it, and you're getting upset.
I'm not getting upset at all. Now you're timing me. I'm not getting upset. It's
What
fine.
did you say? Can you just say what
Well,
you actually
I'm
said?
trying to explain that she's muted me in doing that on purpose, which is fine. That's her channel. She's allowed to do that, which shows weakness. It's fine. What I said is,
Actually, I think it shows strength.
Yeah,
So
does
So
he understand?
okay, so if you're gonna keep muting me and doing this, I'm not gonna do the conversation. That shows that you're a coward. Again, this is
Okay,
exactly
bye.
what you're doing.
Okay, bye.
This is what you're doing.
All right, take off. Get lost. Kick rocks.
Who's talking to you, Cynthia? I'm talking to the host, not you.
So
Would you decapitate them? That's the
I can't
question.
even answer the question because I keep getting muted.
I
Which is
think
fine.
behead them
This
if
is
you
the
had a
game they want to
chance.
play. Go play somewhere else. I
ahead.
said people like Snafu that go around saying Peter sympathizers and all these claims with no proof, no nothing, zero. If they were back then in 1950, Muslim or Christian, they would have got hung. That's all I
Oh,
said.
see, I missed that
Yes, and
part.
that's a
I
true
didn't know
fact.
you were talking about snafu.
Snafu would have been lynched, is what you're saying?
Not
he
lynched,
would
hung
be
right
lynched
away with the lies he says. Yes,
So,
that's a true
so my
fact.
question is, why didn't you remove his contact from your phone? Why are you still talking to someone who would have been hung?
A
Hank,
lynching is a hanging. It's very similar.
I
So
know, but Hank,
yeah.
didn't you ask me that question yesterday? And I told you you're smart at times, and sometimes you're not clear. You
Yeah,
already
the day
forgot my
before.
answer.
Yes. Last time we were on
I already
OTW.
answered the
Yes.
question for you, sir.
Let me just say that I'm sorry. I did not hear the part that you said it was snafu, regardless of who it was. What a thing to say, because he's in the United States. So why even say something like that?
Saying something like that, even in the United States, if Snafu was around any streets and they have some gang members, he would have been out completely.
What? Shut up.
So
Like,
why do you want to
What do you
be
mean, shut up?
friends? Why
I'm
do you
being
want to?
serious. It's not a joke.
So
Yeah. So
then,
my question
then
is, why do you want to have one-on-one conversations with a known liar?
Again, I answered that question yesterday, but again, you keep pressing on it like you don't have a brain, and I know you have a brain.
why do we keep entertaining this clown? That's what I don't understand.
yeah,
Because he's
I
funny.
don't.
Again,
Yeah,
I
why?
love
Like,
the insults. I
like
love the insults. Go ahead.
this is
Would
all he's gonna do is loop. He's incapable
Now
of.
I'm looping because I'm answering
well,
the
I'm
question
curious.
right.
I'm curious now though. Would Snafu have been hung in the 1950s by a tree, hung by his neck, or by the raisins he has that he calls balls, or what would he be hung by?
He would have been hung. It doesn't matter
Hypothetically.
which way. He would have been hung. Anybody that acts like Snafu with no claims and creating all this chaos with zero proof on most of his claims, he would have been hung.
Okay.
Would they have beaten him like a
Oh
pinata?
my.
Exactly what would be done
Would they
to
beat him
him.
like a pinata
This is
as
exactly
well?
like he's incapable of seeing himself. Like
That
we're
is
really
not
dealing
good.
with a goofball right now. Like he's really
See,
a
this is how
goofball.
dishonest you are, Cynthia. Any
Yeah.
claim I made against anybody, I never ever said he's a pedo because that's major.
But you
That's
make
claiming
those
somebody's doing
claims
something like that.
about
Hold
people.
on.
You make
I
up
never.
false
Would
claims.
you
No, I don't
please
have
let
to
me
hold up.
finish?
You're already saying bullshit. You make up false claims about people and you never prove it. And even the
Here we
fact
go.
that
This
I
is
can
what I have to
prove
deal
it
with. That's
does
why I
not
don't like to talk to Cynthia. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Do what you gotta do. You're ghetto, Cynthia.
You're a
Ghetto.
full blown idiot. Do you eat your
Can you
boogers?
cook better
If
than
you get
Cynthia?
shit on your finger when you
Can
wipe
you
your ass, do you lick it off? Like you're that
can you
type of
cook
person. Do
spaghetti
you
better than
This
Cynthia?
is what we're
So,
talking about. Ghetto people,
so,
man.
so I'm gonna say
Oh
my
shit!
Not
hypothesis. I'm
not
gonna
not
lead the
Yolanda,
stage.
but ghetto Cynthia.
So I'm gonna say my hypothesis of why Inspector Terry talks to Officer Snap still. They are a herd of liars. They are the zebras. They stick together because they know they'll both be in trouble if we implement justice
That sounds like a
properly.
conspiracy theory, Hank.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
he's weird.
is.
Hank
Snafu would
lost
be
his
hung.
mind. He literally
All right.
lost his mind.
So everybody, final thoughts.
Okay, this has been very good. Thank you so much for having me up, Yolanda. This has helped me clear up a lot of things, and I look forward to spending more time with you on the panels. Thank you.
Thank you,
Did you
Cynthia.
take notes though? I don't know if
It's
she
not
took notes.
duly
Thanks for
noted.
having me on, Yolanda. I had fun on here tonight, and I try to bring some laughter and good humor. And I don't have hatred in my heart for anyone. And I'm a little bit disappointed though in Tarek. I got to be honest because he doesn't have any notes taken on me. I thought there would be at least 3 or
No,
5 pages
zero
on me,
notes.
but there's no notes on me.
No,
So other than
no.
that, I did have a good time. So thanks for having me on here, and take care, everyone.
All right. Take
Good
care.
night.
Good night.
All right, Yolanda. Today I think went
like I thought it would go. It was very respectful, no matter how we disagreed and agreed about certain things. And just to show people that I can have a very respectful, calm conversation, no matter who's saying or whatever. It doesn't matter if it's 5 people, 3 people, it doesn't matter. And I like the fact that I can talk to you even if you disagree. With Cynthia, I always have a problem because she can't pause like you and let me allow to speak and then come back, even if she doesn't agree next to me. So Cynthia, I would just say try to learn a little bit from Yolanda in certain things, because I'm sure she learns from you in certain things. That's what I'm saying to you. I think it was okay today. It went really well, and hopefully one day or tomorrow or whenever you're up, I can go in more details. I know this is a lot for you. You don't want to go 2, 3, 4 hours screaming about this stuff because it is a headache. So I respect that. And that being said, thank you, and you have a wonderful night, Yolanda.
All right. Thank you for participating, Tarek. I
Sure.
appreciate you finally coming up so that we could get this all done and out of the way. But I
No
appreciate
problem.
it.
Yeah,
All
thank
right.
you too. You have a nice night.
You too. Take care. Whew. All right. Thank you, everybody who tuned in. Thank you, Cynthia, for co-hosting with me tonight and bringing your chat over. I don't think it would have been as successful had you not come up and participated, because I had some really great guests tonight. Let's see here. Let me just go over some of these last comments here. He's ghetto. Look how he acts and how he talks. He thinks that Mad Mystic is sexy. Wah! Tarek is a loco. Old Joe, you're a little late. You should have come up earlier, and we could have talked more about it. Let's see. While the Quran does not explicitly mention a specific punishment for apostasy, some interpretation of Islamic law, particularly in the classical schools of Sunni and Shiite Islam, prescribe the... This is the point I was getting to. Nowhere is there a death penalty in the Quran for such. Refusal to repent is still not denial of Islam. Repenting is an act of not doing what one has done as a promise to not do so. Nothing more and nothing less. But again, this just highlights all of us doing a gotcha, right? We want to correct one another's language, and it's necessary at times. You know, like even earlier, Tarek just showed that I did not hear that he was speaking about